why you took the time to come comment negatively? If you don't want to deal, just don't deal. Say, oh, no, you don't really rock with guy. You know what I mean?
Because they still
you took the time to, because people want to fit, social media gives people an opportunity to feel important.
Yep.
Like I said, man, shit, man, like, whatever, bro. I hate social media. Cornballs.
I hate it and love it at the same time, bro. I'll be real with you. Yeah. I hate it, but I love it too.
It ain't got enough for me to love no more. It did.
It did, man. I'm gonna be honest with you, because like if it wasn't for social media, like you just get to meet so many diverse people from around the world, dog. Like right. You'll be so like I'll be small-minded as fuck in this town. Like where I'm from, bro. It's just such a laid back, Palm Beach is real chill, and everybody's in this bubble. Just being able as an adult being converse with brothers in LA, Africa, England, getting different, perspectives on how they see life, politics, religion. Oh. I think that's just very, very dope shit. But then it's a lot of, it's pros and cons. We'll find out later how it all.
Chris Parsons must have decommitted or some shit. People,
you got to swim through so much bullshit now. You know what I mean?
Retweeting. Oh yeah, he did. He just decommitted from FSU.
He decommitted
right on the wall. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean,
like, bro, you can't troll me about this. Somebody get another motherfucker line up, bitch.
Yeah, man. Like some of these trolls just be just wasted energy, bro.
Right,
like,
bro.
Obviously, y'all been getting predictions all week, but y'all ready to go? Let's get the intro going. Let's get going.
Let's do it.
We hanging out there. We got guests.
Damn.
You all right?
I was texting James Coleman because he was on that team asking like what was the backstory why Adrian McPherson kind of started. He was like, shit, they wanted no injury and none. He was like, shit, they lost to someone. Forget who the seniors baseball the Bible. Like, man, listen, bro, this little young boy playing right here, man. Let's do it.
Like Ali, what it do, man?
Like the team when they told him, man, start Adrian.
I like that. We're gonna get into that story, man. We're
Big
get to a lot
baby.
of that, bro.
Big B.
Big
B. Big B. Ali, what it do, bro? Let's hang out, fellas. Y'all ready?
10-4.
Yeah, let's do it.
It's the roll up. It's the vibes. It's the biggest. I'm kicking it with my guys. Larry and CJ, what it do?
Man, long day. Plantation work. But now I'm here at the fun side gig, man. So, ready to kick this thing off, man. Excited for the guests this evening.
Yes, sir.
Interesting stories, man. So we try to bring y'all here.
We tell the story that nobody else getting, man.
Right.
All of them ain't gonna be peaches and cream. Some of them gonna be some real shit, man.
Right. Everybody want the damn people want the damn Disney ending. Nah, motherfucker. I want the damn.
Everybody want Charlie Ward.
Right, everybody want the Charlie Ward story to feel good. Nah, it's some Leon Orrs out there too. You feel me? They got situations that go on and whatnot, and those are the stories we really want to hear.
Absolutely.
Well, we want to hear both stories. Let me back. We want to hear both stories, but we want to hear, like you said, both sides of the story. We want to hear every story and let everybody have their platform and get what they have to say off their chest in regards to the situation that they went through. Understand, fans? Y'all didn't go through this shit at all. Y'all on the outside looking in. Y'all don't know the ins and outs of the situations or what went on behind closed doors, man. So just want to get it off my chest, man, for y'all soft ass fans. I'm gonna put it that way.
Yeah, we finna hang out today, man. How y'all boys feeling otherwise, man? Outside of that, we finna kick it with Adrian and
everything cool.
Get the street some food. They're getting too much junk food. We gotta get some soul food.
Everything cool, man. I'm feeling like Negrodamus out here. Things is my fortune ball is crystal clear. Things are going great, man. Energy's good, man. Feeling
sounds
real
beautiful,
good.
Man.
Yeah. It's a nice place to be, man.
Likewise, man. Likewise, bro.
We got an actual line. Never mind. I'll get to that later.
Yeah, likewise, man. Light on my feet, bro. Light on my feet. It's my birthday month. I'm about 10 days away from B-Day, man. So extra tapped in, bro. My son Kemp year, man. About to dunk on niggas out here.
Ooh, that's smooth.
Yeah, I got to dunk on them, man. It's that year. You know what I'm saying? The level up is real. You know what I'm saying? The roll up is real. We kicking it, doing what we got to do. We got a lot of things, a lot of vibrations. Real quick, man. CJ, what's up, man? You good?
Oh, yeah, I'm good.
All right, man. You look a little disheveled.
Nah, man. That's some crazy news. We'll talk about it. Talk about that later or whatever.
What year is it for you, CJ? This is my
Magic, baby.
Magic. Okay.
Yeah.
This man, who I want to go with? It's 4 deuce. Ah, one's a bigger legend, but one's more my
42.
time
You got to find a
frame.
fullback or some shit.
Jackie Robinson.
No, I go James Worthy,
Oh, okay,
James
yeah, that's a
Worthy.
good one.
or which is a legend, or I could kind of go my era, man. Even though he a Tar Heel and I like Duke for basketball. Might go
Hold
Stackhouse,
on.
man.
Yeah, I was about to say,
Yeah,
Stackhouse.
Stackhouse was
All right, Stack. That's a good one.
Stack was,
You said Michael Stackhouse?
no, Jerry.
I'm about
I
to say,
said Mike go Stackhouse.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say,
Yeah,
what the
Mike
hell?
go Stackhouse. Nah, hell
Okay.
no.
Michael
Come on,
Stackhouse.
man. That's P Ryan Crack House with Stackhouse, man. You know you can't get nothing like that when
That's
you
all right. I'll allow it.
kid. Yeah, you gotta let
That
that
shit
ride.
clear. We're gonna get some fantasy football going roll up style on our Discord and a whole lot. If y'all haven't joined that Discord, we got a lot going on with the War Zone, and we're gonna follow that up with a whole lot of fantasy prizes. We're gonna do a friend of the show roll up style, fantasy league as well. We'll get that popping. So if y'all haven't joined the Discord, be sure to check that out. And also visit the good folks at Gramco, thegramco.com. Use coupon code ROLLUP25 for 25% off of all gummies, pre-rolls, wake and bake coffee, sativa all products, hard candy hit the streets. We got a seltzer on the way, donations, gifts. You know what I'm saying?
Donations.
I still ain't got my pack yet, man. We gotta have a conversation.
You still ain't got your pack, cousin?
Nah, bro. I'm waiting for that hard candy, man. I gotta.
TJ must send your package. TJ sent your package?
Yeah, he sent it to himself.
Yeah. That's the conspiracy.
TJ done doubled up. Yeah.
Right?
TJ done doubled up.
The eagle has landed at my house.
Right. But no, like Silk was saying though, man, this stuff is legit, man. Some of the best stuff I had quality wise. People get that Delta 8 and that stigma, and I'm telling you, this isn't no original, your regular Delta 8, man. This is legit quality content.
Fresh off the brick. It's fresh off the brick, man.
Not even cut. Yeah.
No, not cut, man. This is
Pure
the plug. We're not getting this from the plug's plug. We're getting this Gramco, Greenpoint Research. They grow their own products. It's not cut by no weird stuff. When you eat these gummies, you're gonna go for a little ride.
It's the blue magic of the gummies.
Ain't even
blue magic of the gummies.
Two-step on that thing, man. You know what I mean? They ain't even do the old 1s, 2s. You know what I mean? We just let it live, baby. You know what I mean? Get that.
You don't know what they be cutting it with when you get it from the gas station. Y'all just out here gambling with y'all life, man.
What?
Or with the plug, to be honest with you, bro.
You keep
know what they cutting with that with, man.
Keep it a buck, right?
Mm-hmm.
We
also price wise, man, you're getting a lot of bang for your buck as far as the price, because when we go to these dispensaries, things like that, you're probably getting one gummy for the price that you're paying for this package, man. So it's definitely legit.
Already, y'all retweet, share, like everything, comment, let everybody know that we live, we kicking in a little bit. We'll keep this thing rolling. AMAC on his way. If not, real quick, we talk some fantasy, man. We were talking fantasy pre-show. And this is gonna be my first year back in fantasy in a few years, probably like about 4 or 5 years. I'm trying to think last time I played. But I'm back in it, man. What's y'all fantasy like? Y'all been active with it? Y'all took some pandemic years off? What y'all
I've been active since a gentleman. I'm just addicted to that shit. Once I started,
what I'm gonna do.
What's your league threshold? How many leagues you down to be in at one time? Two.
Two. I probably do two. Two is my cutoff because I be forgetting and having so much shit going on. One time I did 3, and it was just a hassle. Thick lineups and all that type of stuff, juggling, and then the cush be big too, man. So I be thinking about one player on one team. I'm thinking about another damn team. So
can't cheer properly, dog. Like I don't know if I should be.
And that's another thing too, boy. Fantasy changed your whole perspective when it comes to football and things like that, man. You literally. Your whole perspective. So it could be the Ravens versus whoever, and I'm wanting such and such to have X amount of yards, get a couple touchdowns, who would still win the game. Or when it comes down to those when you're in the red zone, well, damn, I'm my boy in there, run the ball versus pass the ball. It'd be a lot of stuff that goes into fantasy, man.
Yeah, man. It was fantasy was a good coping mechanism when my Jags were shitty. I could rely on my expertise as a GM to get me some happy Sundays and shit. So that's how I fell in love with fantasy. But then I started watching football the regular way, man. Watching full games and watching red zone is not the same shit.
No, hell no. Definitely different. I've dropped it down to 3 last year, but since we're gonna do a roll-up league, I'll probably go back to 4 because there's leagues that I've been in now literally
like a decade, huh?
Yeah, for like a decade. Yeah, exactly. So it's like, and like the one I've been in the longest is the most cheap. It's $25. So I could easily drop it, but I'm like, I can't drop it, man. I'll be doing this, like I said, going on probably year 10 or 11. So I can't drop out that league. So yeah, with us doing one, I'll go back up to 4. I can handle the juggle because, I don't care nothing about like my regular job. So I do whatever I got to do. Get these lineups right, man. That's my top priority. Hey, I'm a GM, baby. All this other stuff is just in the way of my dreams and goals. So, yeah, I enjoy it, man. It's just been a fun addiction. Would y'all join one of them loser leagues, like where the worst guy, got to do something crazy?
So check this out, man. It's a couple of my homeboys at Cookman. That running. Matter of fact, Ryan Davis. The guy we had on previously, that played for Cookman, played for the Jazz. He's a part of that group. It's a couple of those guys. So every year, the loser got to get a damn tattoo of the group's choice, right?
What? A real one?
Yeah, a real fucking tattoo, man. So
that's a wild ass game y'all playing up, boy.
The boys on some other shit, man. So the fast
forward. Oh, you ain't in that one? I thought you was in there.
Hell no. No, it's them. They
talking about them boys. I was like,
them. Separate entities. So no, they're a real close knit group, best friends, so to speak. So they have their own situation as far as what they do with their fantasy league, and it's a tattoo. So long story short, I think Ryan, if I'm not mistaken, I can verify this by hitting him up, but he lost last year. And they these boys trifling his hair. Like there's no way I picked this fucking tattoo. Especially I wouldn't even wish you some. Well, I guess I would wish you some my worst enemy. I'm not gonna.
People always say that. I'm like bullshit. And y'all ain't got.
Yeah, I wish him my worst enemy. Yeah, but not my homeboy or whatever. So they made this fool here. He went and got I think a FAMU tattoo, a FAMU logo tattoo.
Oh man,
that's crazy.
Right,
you cover that with a rose, man. When you get,
I like that though. That's what I'm saying. Like
you get a chance for a cover up if you win one. Like if you
win one, you can cover it up.
To cover up. Man, have y'all had any fallouts with fans? I don't feel out with some friends. Like we had some real fallouts, man.
We
group chats.
We
get back together, but we don't fell out
for like a week or two.
Yeah. Egregious trades, man. Like y'all boys is
hell no.
To get the bread at the end.
We'll play them games.
We'll be keeping that shit a mile away. Oh nah, boy. You ain't
I call everybody. If I see a bullshit trade, I'm calling everybody.
Yeah.
I'm like, hell no, man. You see the bullshit they trying to pull out? They trying to split the winners, bro. Hell no.
Yeah.
I call you at 1:13 a.m. You see this horse shit? They trying to pull it off like a thief in the night, bro. Hell.
Boy, I called the whole Facebook group chat one night. Boy, I woke up in the middle of the night. What the hell done went through? Boy, I called everybody in the group, man.
That's another question though.
Nah, dog. Like. Either get rid of the trade. I pulled what they did with CP3 and the Lakers. Yeah, that was me. I was like, hey man, the trade is done. The league is over, man. What the hell going on, man?
That'd be too good.
So
what you about to say, C?
Here's another question. I know some people won't play any league other than any leagues other than money leagues. Are you guys open just for fun leagues as well?
Yeah, I don't do no more fun leagues.
Yeah, I think money leagues now, bro. It got to be some greenbacks involved
because it keeps it competitive.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
And that's what I like about a loser league. I've never played in a loser league, but I'd be willing to because I've had some terrible years and I still wasn't the worst guy.
Yeah, we need something for the dead last person.
Yeah.
So they don't quit.
You're right. I mean, even if you make it,
if people start setting their roster and shit, then like you know what I'm saying, like it gets weird. That's when I don't like it.
Yeah, now it's no point in playing. So yeah, like for our league, we could do something simple like you gotta, change your profile picture to you and one of the rivals or whatever, something like that.
It's always an incentive to. I'm not just playing just to play.
Yeah,
I also don't like playing in leagues less than 12. It gets too easy for me.
Yeah, 10 ain't easy, but 12 is difficult.
12 is difficult.
12, you got to really be on your game.
And do y'all do points per catch or per reception? How y'all do it?
Like I don't really give a damn. However the GM want to make their damn rules, is how they make it. I don't really.
Right.
Yeah,
I'm not strictly with any of that.
I tend to like PPR leagues, but it don't matter because we all playing by the same set of rules. So, but I tend to do.
But it depends on it matters. It affects your draft a little bit with PPR or not, right? Yeah.
Yeah, because I'm gonna take McCaffrey if it's PPR, right? Like number 1 pick, it's McCaffrey. If it's not PPR, then I could probably go Derrick Henry.
Right.
So yeah, you're right. It could shift things.
All right, let's talk some big three talk, man. We got a little bit of time. When A-Mac pull up, we'll pause it and get back where we at. We know how to hit the pause button around here to roll up, man. But we got to talk some big three news, man. That's why the people here.
Yeah, man.
Larry, y'all have fireworks today? Or we want to start with the highs or the lows? Because the lows is probably CJ right now.
Well, since we last did the show, he had a commitment, so
yeah,
it's even.
Oh yeah, okay.
Depends. Yeah, he had a commitment and a decommitment. So
I guess I kind of kick it off. We got some breaking news right now. It just happened right before we went live. Quarterback Chris Parsons recently decommitted from FSU.
He put a Bible verse in.
Whenever they put the Bible verse, so you know how that goes.
Yeah, I know what it is. Said like Psalms something.
Right.
I mean,
God hands.
Jit about to go hoop, man. Every decommit y'all have, go hoop.
Not every. It's a few.
They might not beat y'all. Like how ain't beat y'all, but he hoop. Yeah, Sims is not hooping.
Sims, yeah.
He
made me lie too. He made me lie for like 2 games. I was like, I think the Sims kid gonna be all right. Then it was like
I thought it was gonna be too, but man.
I mean, your coaching and your program you're playing for, all that just matters, bro. A lot. I mean, Denny spoke a lot about that when he came on. I think Sims still have opportunity to get better, but it ain't looking pretty right now. CJ, finish your stuff, man. We interrupting with trolls, bro. My bad.
Yeah. Chris Parsons just recently decommitted. The writing has kind of been on the wall. Once FSU, well, let's back up a little bit. So I've
told y'all in that spaces too, man. Like y'all trying my son a little bit. He told y'all that.
He did, but at the same time, like that's coming from a parent's point of view, right? Let's look at the coach's point of view. So as a parent, y'all trying my son, trying to bring in 2 quarterbacks, this, that, and other. But as a coach, you got to protect yourself, right? We currently have 3 quarterbacks on three quarterbacks on scholarship. That's Jordan Travis, that's Tate Rodemaker, and I'm sorry, just drew a blank. The
Rudebaker.
Right, Rudebaker, 4-star quarterback. We just got AJ Duffy.
Duffy, yeah.
Yeah, AJ Duffy. So we have 3 quarterbacks that's currently on scholarship. Now we've seen how that shit transpired last year when one quarterback goes down. Even though we had 3 quarterbacks on scholarship last year, matter of fact, one quarterback goes down and Jordan Travis, kind of everything goes off if you don't have a capable backup, right? We also seen where in today's college game, these quarterbacks transfer. So say, for instance, Rodemaker, he's been a career backup at FSU, right? After this upcoming season, he says, you know what, man, I'm tired of really being the backup. I want to transfer to a smaller school, let's say FIU, FAU, so to speak, whatnot, and roll my dice as trying to be a starter. Then you're short 2 quarterbacks, where you bring in one with you're down to 2 scholarship quarterbacks. So you bring in, say, for instance, Chris Parsons within that class. You're within the same boat. So let's fast forward again. You keep Chris Parsons. He doesn't beat out AJ Duffy, Chris Parsons, excuse me. He doesn't beat out AJ Duffy in whatever year. He transfers after one season, like we've been seeing across the board within college football, instead of kind of sticking with it. And don't get me wrong, quarterbacks have, and we just had Buster Davis on last show, and he was kind of saying, quarterbacks is essential with transferring. We kind of understand that as far as those singular positions trying to play. So you understand the transfer market now with these quarterbacks leaving left and right. Why don't you protect yourself as a coach and try to bring in 2 quarterbacks to combat that type of deal? We're looking at record highs in transfers and kids leaving after a couple of years. So anything can happen. So you want to have multiple quarterbacks within the class. I understand. Miami currently has a couple quarterbacks in their class. Alabama has a couple quarterbacks in their class, if I'm not mistaken. I know last year we tried to take 2. Nico Marchiol was the first quarterback committed, and he was all but cool about taking a couple quarterbacks until it actually happened. Then he decommitted. So I understand both sides. I understand it's Chris Parsons' point of view. And don't get me wrong, you want to be the guy in the class and be the bell cow. I understand that. That's perfectly fine. I do understand his pop's point of view too. From that, he feels like FSU is trying him, but I see FSU side from protecting their investment and just being proactive with the quarterback numbers, because at a drop of a dime, a kid could drop a note in the portal, then you up Schitt's Creek like damn, only have 2 or 3 quarterbacks,
right.
on scholarship.
Right. How do you guys get the 2 quarterbacks now? Because now you're back to 1. We had 0, but you're gonna get 0. Get a commit. You're expecting to commit. But how do you get back to 2?
I don't know, man. It might be, as far as getting back to 2, it might be a guy that you evaluate throughout this season and he gets a late offer, a developmental guy, or you get your two within the transfer portal, like I was just saying. So I feel like that'll be the plan. I don't think they're going to push for a second quarterback until probably late within the season if something emerges. If not, we just attack the portal, and that'll be your two quarterbacks then there. Because I know FSU, if you were to get two quarterbacks, say Parson and Brock Glenn, that would have been done for that position within the whole cycle. That's including JUCO, transfer portal, etc. So I feel like they'll probably go the transfer portal route or get a late flyer on the developmental guy, depending on how they pan out, with the upcoming season.
Quick dialogue, real quick. Do you think, because I think they could have went that same route with Parsons, right? With a more project developmental guy for that second quarterback. Do you think they just like Brock Glenn better and would rather go with him in the project than Parsons? Because they could have went that route, and I think Parsons would have probably taken that a little bit better than
that's tough. I think they kind of like both of those guys evenly on their board. I think both of them are pretty high on their board. I do know Mike has a relationship with Brock Glenn and his coaching staff because Brock is from Memphis. Mike coached at Memphis during his years with the Tigers. So that's tough, man. And Parsons, he's been committed for over a year. Yeah, man, that's tough. I do think they're probably about even on the board. Just for me, from my perspective, personally, just looking at the film, I don't see too much of a difference. I do think Brock is more ready right now. Has a higher upside. Parson is a better athlete, really good arm. Brock just currently looks the part as far as the prototype quarterback, so to speak. And also, his offer list, he has offers from Ohio State, Auburn, LSU. I know Florida shows some interest also. Florida State, and then Parson, he has, I'm not even sure if Mississippi State offered. He did unofficially visit there. I'm not sure. I want to misspeak and say if they did or didn't offer. SMU, I know Virginia Tech has recently offered him also. So, yeah, we'll see how it plays out. I think Parson, maybe his dad kind of alluded to this. I don't believe this to be the case, but commend to FSU kind of, shorten his, chances as far as, getting other offers and other recruitments and stuff like that. Unless he just shut things down completely and was just ignoring calls from coaches and things like that, which is possible. The coach is going to continue to evaluate it, and regardless if you're committed or not, because they know, things can change due to whatever situation. So
yeah, everybody knows he's
especially
everybody knows
that long.
Yeah, the quarterback at that.
But everybody know he's been on the market a little bit there. Like, he was poachable. Like,
so let's back up a little bit. So was it early in the spring? Dante Moore, it was spoke about Dante Moore visiting FSU, and that kind of ruffled Parsons camp. When I say Parsons, we're doing it's possessive. So
you're right.
That's what I'm saying. Parsons.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah. So his camp was disgruntled about that, and there was some smoke about him opening up things. That's when we started hearing about Mississippi State, SMU, and stuff like that. Right. So FSU kind of had a conversation with him, and let Dante Moore also. He basically came out and said, FSU really is not reaching out to me, due to the situation. I know when Kenny Dillingham was here, Dante Moore was high on their board, and FSU wanted to take two. So things cooled down. I guess FSU said, "Nah, man, we go kind of stick to our gun a little bit and not really tailor to a player and just tailor to the program needs itself. We need two quarterbacks, so let's go ahead and go after two quarterbacks." And that's when we started hearing about Brock Glenn, quarterback out of Louisiana, that's committed to Purdue. I might get his name in a second. But it's those two quarterbacks we start recruiting, and then that's when Chris Parsons start opening things back up again as far as his recruitment. So the writing was kind of on the wall. Whenever FSU pursued other options, Chris pursued other options also, which I completely understand. Don't get me wrong, but it's just how the game goes.
Without rehashing the point that we made a few shows.
Ricky Collins, my apologies. Ricky Collins, that's the 4-star quarterback from Louisiana that's committed to Purdue that we're pursuing also.
Without, like I say, completely rehashing that point I made, I think it's a little antiquated to think, oh, I've got to just be the guy. I think it's a little egotistical. And so, like when his dad saying they tried his son, and it's like, well, like you said, are y'all really looking at the needs of the program in general? It's not necessarily a slight. No, yeah, but I'm saying, and I feel you, right? So that's exactly right. But
I want the same treatment. Yeah, you go ahead. My bad.
No, I was gonna say it's not a slight on you. It's just an insurance policy more than anything else. Like, not even because we think you're not going to, pan out and make it, but look at our depth chart. What if you take an injury? We need some other players there. And like I said, with the transfer portal, bro, you in and out of there in no time. So I'm not angry at anybody. I think no one's wrong in this situation.
And we had this conversation before, like, as far as the competition factor, right? Shit, I'm gonna test the market at FSU, Alabama, whoever. And if it don't work out, like you said, I got that get out of jail free card in my back pocket. A lot of people in the past, they never had that get out of jail free card that these players have. And I don't know if it's a school that I want to be at because speaking to his pops on the FSU space and things like that. The kid seems like he was just an FSU fan by heart. They are related to Terrell Buckley, former FSU defensive back. So some FSU ties. So I think the kid is a fan at heart. So if, say for instance, in Parsons' situation, if that's me, if I'm an FSU fan, that's the school I want to be at. I'm not gonna stop nothing from me being at that school or whatnot if I have a committable offer, which he does. So I could go to that school, let the chips fall how they fall. Now, if it doesn't work out, cool. I can get out of there before it's too late. To that fact, I get out of there before it's too late to make sure I make the right business decision for me within that transfer portal. But these kids have that get out of jail free card nowadays. So yeah, I'm going to the school I want to go to regardless because of that.
Yeah, most of these kids are just different than us. We just grew up fanboys, and they just big business. But his note that he dropped, Florida State has been my favorite school since I was a little kid. I spent a lot of time imaging myself wearing a uniform, but the reality of needing to be in the best place that suits me for my college career has led me to look elsewhere. Well said, Jit. I wish Coach Norvell and the Seminoles the best going forward, but I am decommitting from Florida State and reopening my commitment.
No. Like I said, ain't no wrongs.
Right.
No wrong. It's just
on either side of
no
it. Just depending on how you feel about the situation. I mean, I agree with both sides.
Get some cool uniforms. Rhett Lashley is gonna be he's gonna want to.
Think he going to Auburn?
Around a lot.
You think he going to Auburn?
No, Rhett on SMU now.
You think he going to SMU? I like Virginia Tech now.
Virginia Tech. If I'm him, I'll probably go to SMU. I'm gonna go with Rhett Lashley, man. Go out there and air it out. You know what I mean? To me, that's what I think I would do. Just fun ball, I think.
Yeah, it is.
For a quarterback,
Yeah, it is. It is fun offense, and Rhett, one of those guys that catered the offense around your skill set, like on strength wise and all that. So I ain't mad at it.
We know all about that. Orange strength catered to offense with orange strength, right?
I'm trying to tell you, he made the boy. He did the best he could do with him, man.
What? That boy is chucking that thing.
Real talk. We got to give Ray his damn flowers, bro.
Yeah, he did the best he could do with that, man.
Hey, listen,
I ain't got about the man being a slot receiver. He ain't even that, man.
Man, he ain't. Yeah, you right. I did try to give him. Damn.
Nah, because he balled that year, man. No lie.
I honestly think he probably still could have
for what his skill set is.
Right. I still honestly think he probably could have had more potential if he wasn't still rehabbing. I think that he had no business playing for us this year.
That's right. He was hurt. That's right.
Right. Remember, he got hurt right away in the Alabama game.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't ready, man. And poor decision, I think, on the coaching staff to put him out there. Right. I know it was Bama, so they were like, look, we can't put a freshman out there, but King wasn't ready. And I think
nobody's ever ready for Bama.
You're right. So I might as well put the healthiest one out there.
Francois, we've seen this happen to so many people, bro.
Right, and Francois
can't
was
prepare nobody for
them
killers, man.
Yeah, and Francois was seasoned.
Real quick, CJ, give us something on Brock Glenn. Y'all, it's down to who? Y'all in Auburn for him? How you feel?
Us, Auburn, and Ohio State, I feel pretty good. I know Ohio State is still pursuing other quarterbacks too. They're pursuing Brock Glenn and what's the quarterback? I want to say he's committed to Texas. No, he's committed to Texas A&M, or it's a quarterback that was mentioned that Ohio State is currently after. That is either committed to Texas A&M or he has ties to Texas A&M from his family and whatnot. But it's a battle between Texas A&M and Ohio State for that quarterback. I don't have his name. I don't have the name offhand. Hell, I don't. I'm an FSU
Ohio
guy.
State don't have one right now.
No, they don't.
Okay.
They're still open, but they're after multiple quarterbacks too. I'm not sure the pecking order with Ryan Day, who he has hired or whatnot. Yeah. But they're after multiple quarterbacks, including Brock Glenn. So I think that's kind of playing in our favor because the FSU said, "Hey, we here, baby. Like you one of the guys. What you trying to do?" That's from FSU. Cap, I know that for a fact. I can't speak on Ohio State.
What do you say? I'm trying to live.
Yeah, I'm trying to live a little bit. That's exactly.
Yeah. You know that old line. You know,
y'all got Atkins.
But see, that's the thing though. Nah, shit. You look at the old line. It's an easy sell. He brought in 10 last year. A really good recruiting class the previous year. And he has 2 committed now. Atkins probably takes 1 more tackle. So, like you said, he has something to build with he has something to sell as far as being protected. And I think that kind of, and when you look at it, we'll get into this a little bit later with Lucas Simmons. After Lucas Simmons committed, that's when a lot of the Brock Glenn smoke starting to come around with all the predictions from different services for him to come to FSU.
Real quick, because
Auburn,
our O-line
has
been an issue. Before we get into the season, what would you kind of preview the grade for right now? Like before we play any games, like if you had to just give them a A through F, what do you think your O-line will be this year with the additions and coaching and all that?
Probably a C. I think it'll be a C. It'll be a C.
Okay.
And that with us being a fucking C at the O-line, I'm doing damn backflips because it's been so bad as of late. I told you guys the main issue with the O-line, I think it was serviceable, but once we have like an injury within that 5, that's when that shit goes to shit or whatever. That's when you it falls apart completely because the backups just weren't capable. I think Atkins has done a good job of raising the ceiling of the room and also providing a lot of depth. So when we do have that injury or whatnot, we could plug somebody in and it doesn't be a big drop off. So that's the main thing that the Atkins has done, in my opinion, is getting quality depth behind those starters, and of course, upping the level of play from those starters, of course, by developing those guys, and then acquiring better talent over time with some transfers and stuff like that. So I think the overall talent in the room is better, and the depth of the room is better. So I'll say a C going into the season.
Okay, we got McPherson pulled up.
He about to pull up.
Okay.
So we kill a little time until you get here.
Gotcha.
So we read, like I was speaking, we just got the commitment from Lucas Simmons.
Hey, wait, I don't see him in here.
Oh yeah.
Are you
backstage? I can see. I don't see him.
I'm about to say because you can see it should just be at the bottom.
It's in the back room. Let me make sure I send him the right link, bro.
Yeah, you probably send the link on the damn.
Make sure you logged in the right account.
No, I'm in the right account for sure.
Okay.
But let me get Kush Big, man. Y'all vibe for a
live
second.
action. That's how it goes.
That's how we do it, man.
Yeah.
That's how we do it. Y'all vibing, y'all hanging out. Hassan Cook, man, happy birthday, my dude. I seen you in the comments. Yeah, bro. Happy birthday, man. Appreciate you for hanging out with the roll up, dog. Y'all vibe with 1 second.
All these comments. I'm like, what you talking about?
I'm finna resend, try a different link. Let me see if it's the link. I'm excited about this interview tonight, man. Also, man, everybody listening, if y'all anywhere in Florida, man, pull up to the Kush House. We hanging out Friday night, having an interview, sit down conversation with Preston Parker. Like we said in the intro, we like to tell the stories that everybody haven't heard the end of, man. Got every side. Got to hear both sides, man.
Sure, man. There's 3 sides to every story, right?
That's what
your side, my side, and the truth.
And then the truth. All right.
Somewhere's in the middle.
That's vibe.
Let's vibe. Oh, there you go.
There we go.
Adrian, how you doing?
What's going on, fellas? How y'all doing, man? Thanks for having me.
Pretty good. We got Adrian McPherson kicking it with us, a former FSU quarterback. Adrian, what's up, man? Let's talk, man. A lot of people been wanting to hear your story, and a lot of people have been wanting to, see what's been going on with you, and see just the entire story for, Adrian McPherson, man. So we want to talk to you and see what's going on with you.
Absolutely, man. Right now, currently, man, just giving back in my own way. I felt like the game has given me a lot. And I think everything it's given me is exactly the way it was supposed to happen. And right now, I'm just trying to pour into the youth. right? Like I think it's easy to kind of take the game for granted, which I did. And at a young age, I was able to be humbled by that, right? Like, and I felt like that path led me exactly where I am today. We're in Malibu. I got 7 kids from Manatee, Sarasota, Polk County with me.
Nice.
And I just feel like it's a part of just showing them that way, showing them what's out there, showing them what football can do for them, right? And then just having somebody that looks like them, that comes from where they come from, to be able to give them these experiences. And that's what I've been doing, man. It's, to me, I'm more passionate about this than I was about the game of football, playing the game of football, and I love that. But just watching these kids and trying to mentor them and point them in the right direction, and not only just telling them, but being able to show them and watching them respond to seeing some of the things that we're able to do has been amazing for me.
Adrian, you brought up a good point as far as you enjoying it more now on that side of it. One of my buddies, who's a former quarterback, one of my high school quarterback rather, committed to Louisville. Like you said, he enjoys it now also because he's able to just to pour into those kids and
Right.
Just to bring in that mentorship, and just like I said, pour into those lives of the kids, especially showing them something different than what they can go. And like you said, seeing it from someone who looks just like them makes them want it that much harder.
Right. Well, I think for me, man, you now that you're on this side of it, right? As a kid, you hear some of those things: be on time, be where you're supposed to be. The little things matter, and you're talented, man. I was talented, so like you hear it, but you don't hear it. It sounds like somebody just kind of barking at you. You know
Right.
what I mean? You hear that, talent isn't enough. You're gonna run into somebody that's more talented than you, and I'm like, what you mean, more talented than me? Look at what I'm doing. You know what I mean? And so. And I was fortunate enough for a very long time. I would probably say, honestly, man, I was in the NFL on pure talent. I still didn't understand the game of football, right? Like the X's and O's, I didn't know how to study. I never had to do it, right? And so it was when I got to Canada and was able to play for a guy named Mark Trestman that really taught me how to be a quarterback, really prepared me, really, Adrian, if you go out there and you see anything that we haven't prepared for, you didn't do your job. You didn't prepare the right way. And it was in those moments where I was able to see guys that were not as talented as me on the field before me, and him standing firm on, I'm not putting you on the field until you do what you need to do off the field. So he held me accountable in a lot of ways, and it made me not only grow as a man, but as a player, which then made me want to go back and say, okay, this is what I got to give these kids. This is what I have to teach them. This is what I have to show them, right? Because it's easy for me to say, oh, man, you can go out to California. You can go here. You can see this. Ball can take you there. That's one thing. But when you actually take them there and show them that.
Right.
And say, man, there's people that are actually living like this, man.
Right.
From just doing the right things, right? You got a lot of talent, but it's a bunch of kids that got a lot of talent. What are you going to do with that? And so it's been a blessing for me. I enjoy it a lot, man. And in a lot of ways, I feel like I'm just getting started with it.
Okay, that's what's up, man. So I want to take you back. Let's go back to those early days. You're from the Bradenton area. And there's a lot of cats that come out of the Bradenton area, the 941 that play some football, man. So let's talk about those early days of playing. And when did you realize, like, you like you said, you were pretty talented and things like that. When did you realize, like, okay, I could be one of those guys. I could be, Peter Ward, so to speak, coming from that area.
You know what? I never did. I was so, like, my dad, when I look back on it, I tell people all the time, my dad was a genius with how he kind of took me through this whole path, right? He made it sound simple. And he would always say, look, son, if you're just the best player on the court or the best player on the field every night, you got a chance to go play college football, right? And so to me, that sounds like, okay, that ain't much, right? I just got to be the best player on the field every night, right? Like
We gotta get Florida State people better Wi-Fi.
Hold on real quick, Adrian.
You breaking up a little bit.
Catch up.
Yeah, vibe. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, he's just lagging a little bit. We're gonna get his vibe. It's finna be
Got
a
that
real
crow.
good conversation.
No, you got that crow. It's gonna be a good one, right?
I mean, McPherson been talking a little bit. He's gonna catch up, but we about to have a good conversation, man. You know, he talking that talk already. We just gotta get his Wi-Fi together. Boy, he froze.
Yeah.
Look at him.
Brother stuck.
He talking that shit right now, though.
I hate that because then you like, oh.
He giving it up right now.
Get back, bro. Get back. Well, is he still in the private chat?
Harrison, bounce him out or something. Harlan, I mean, I said Harrison. Harrison didn't text me. That's why I said that. Hold on 1 second. Y'all vibe with us, man. We dealing with Florida State budget on the Wi-Fi here.
Yeah, you know how that is.
Yeah, man.
You gonna get free shoes, baby, not free Wi-Fi.
Yeah. Well, you see what that's worth.
Oh, he in the background. I don't know how to bounce. Let me bounce this one out. Hold on 1 second.
Yeah, and then just add them.
There we go.
My bad, fellas. My bad.
No,
Okay.
It's all good.
You should have seen the Cromartie show, man.
Crow was freezing on his left and right. But
Yeah.
He was also driving the whole state of Texas while we was talking to him.
yeah, exactly. All right, so you was talking about your father saying you're the best player on the field.
Yeah, and so he kind of made it seem like it was an easy thing to do, right? He's like, just go out every night, be the best player on the field, be the best player on the court, and so he just, in a lot of ways, broke it down to the simplest terms, right? In basketball, hey, if you go out and score 8 points a quarter, which is 4 layups, that's nothing. 4 layups, that's 32 points a night, right? So that's just the way my mind worked. He made it very simple sounding, at least, right? And he did a really good job of shielding me from the outside world. Like, all we did was school and work every single day. And he would always say, look, man, when I think it's my job to put you in the right situations to be successful.
Yes, sir.
It's your job to be ready to perform. And as long as I see you serious about it, we'll do whatever we have to do, right? And so I can remember as a sophomore, right? Like, because I didn't really play football a lot. I stopped playing, and then I played again in the 10th grade. But it was kind of just because my mom was like, look, you got to find something to do. You just kind of hanging out. You're not doing nothing. Basketball season don't start until whenever, and you just chilling, right? So I'm like, okay, we pretty good in football at Southeast. The plan was to just wear the uniform, really, But the competitive spirit in me was like, okay, I'm gonna at least go out and compete.
That dog.
And I remember going out my first game. My sophomore year, I was there the whole summer. The dude that was supposed to play quarterback, he was gone on vacation or something. And so he comes back Wednesday of the first week of school, and we play on Friday. So we play Friday night. Coach Meck starts me. I throw a hitch to the guy that was gone the whole summer, and then they pull me out and put him at quarterback after one play. So, I'm on the sideline. I'm hot. I know my dad hot. He understands. I know how he is, right? And so, we get to halftime. We lose at 7-0. And I'm waiting because I know my dad. I'm waiting. Then we hear a knock on the door at halftime, right? And so my dad like, yo, turn the equipment in. We going to get ready for basketball. If you're not going to play, then we just need to go focus on basketball. So Coach Meck was like, hey, let him finish the game. Don't do it that way. So my dad was like, all right, but we out after this game. So we play the game. We end up losing. The next week, the coach is like, okay, we're going to let him start, but, we'll let him start. So we play this second game. We end up losing. We 0-2, right? Then we go on this run and go to the state championship. We won 11 games, go to state championship, beat Miami Northwestern. Lose my bad. We got beat to sleep by Miami Northwestern in the state championship.
Don't worry about it. We're gonna fix that.
We got beat to sleep.
Who's gonna hear about it? You gotta worry about it.
We got beat to sleep, And so at that time, we go into the Knock Y'all American basketball camp, and I remember telling my dad, I'm done with football. I don't want to play no more. And so as we driving, we're going to Indianapolis. I think we stop in I don't know where we stopped. It could have been Nashville or somewhere like that. And we stop at a store, and he gets a Streets and Smith, one of them old Streets and Smith magazines.
Right.
And he come out the store, and he's like, you still done with football? I'm like, yeah, I'm done. well, I was ranked one of the top 50 juniors in the country. And so he was like, well, what you gonna do? And I'm like, well, I guess I got to play now. Like, so the plan was to be done with it, you know. And then, and at that time, I think my sophomore year, I threw for like 600 yards or something. Nothing crazy. We had 2 real good running backs. But I kind of, you know, fell into a situation where my game would have been perfect for what they're doing now. You know what I mean? I was more that dual threat before it kind of. And so I kind of got lucky where a lot of our seniors left. And so we didn't have a lot of returners. So the coach didn't know what kind of offense we were going to run. And so Coach Meck, I think of to this day for this because he was at least open enough to say, look, you're not an option quarterback. We're willing to try something different. And he was also, you know, his ego wasn't big enough to say, you know what, I don't know how to throw the ball, so we're going to learn this together. Instead of trying to make me fit into this system that he had been running with Pete them for years and been successful with it.
Let me pause you real quick, Adrian, because you just made a good point, and you're coaching yourself. I feel like a really good coach tailors to their players versus having the players tailor to the scheme. That's the mark of a really good coach is, you know, okay, instead of drilling this scheme and saying you got to do it this way, how about, you know, I see the strengths of my players. Let me tailor to the strength of my players and evolve my scheme around the players that I currently have.
Absolutely. Well, I think that was probably the biggest thing that I was grateful enough for Coach Matt, because Southeast was a powerhouse and all they ran was the option for years. And I wasn't an option quarterback, you know, and I tell them, I mean, I saw him probably 3 months ago and I was like, you know, just thank you for being open to saying, you know what, you got a different skill set and we're willing to change what we've been to fit you. You know what I mean? Because had he not been open to that, I would have never had a chance to go play college quarterback because I wouldn't have been able to put up the numbers to do that. You know what I mean? And so I'm always forever grateful for him for not trying to make me fit into what they were and allowing me to continue to be who I was or who I thought I could be, you know? And so that was a big thing, you know what I mean? And so, you know, we come into my junior year, we don't know what we're going to be. We got some young guys, like the 4 receivers, they all played JV that their sophomore years. And we go into our junior year and we just start throwing the ball and nobody hadn't seen it before. And you go from throwing for 600 yards as a junior to coming back and throwing for like 32 or 3,300 600 as a sophomore to throwing for 3,300 as a junior. You know what I mean? And going from, you know, not really being recruited to basically having everybody in the country after right. Your junior year and being able to watch my receivers go from literally playing junior varsity football to all 4 of them having 30, 40 offers as juniors after one season of football it was special, but we put the work in. I mean, that's literally all we did all summer, all spring. It was just kind of put that work in and not really listen to anybody really because you didn't have social media. We didn't read the newspapers. So for us, it was just like we felt like we deserve everything we got because we put the work in and we never looked to anybody to tell us we were good or not good enough to be who we wanted to be.
Right. What was not hindsight, right? Because I know all of our perspective is different now. So hindsight, yeah. What was 17-year-old Adrian McPherson ego like, mindset? What was it like for you looking back?
To be honest with you, man, I've always been kind of like humble, right? Like this gonna sound real crazy, but I remember, I don't know when the Columbine shootings happened. I don't know when they happened, what year. It might have been like 92 or something crazy like that. But I can always
92.
remember.
No, it was definitely not 92.
Or I don't know when.
No.
But whenever it happened, I can remember being in like middle school and thinking, man, if something like that ever happened at that high school, I don't want them to come get me. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna treat everybody with respect. You mean. I'm talking to everybody. Know, I don't want to be the guy that they feel like think, you know, he's better than whoever. You know what I mean? And so I think in that sense, because I didn't really like the attention that came with being a good player. I just wanted to play ball and go to college because I knew my parents could play for it. But I never, like you, I mean, you catch me with literally people be at school like, man, why is he with this guy? Right? Because that didn't really matter to me. I wanted to just be normal because I felt like the game was already just, you're looking at the newspaper every week and your name in the newspaper, your picture in the newspaper. And that was just a bit too much for me. You know what I mean? And so I tried to do my best to kind of just stay out of the spotlight as much as I could. But
how did you balance that out though? Because I mean, hell, you was and this is like some damn Florida history. This is like some legendary stuff when it comes to Florida, man. Like to win Mr. Florida, because first of all, man, like to win Mr. Florida in any sport itself, like you're the man in Florida, right? That's like a big time award. So to win it in both basketball and football, how did you deal with that type of hype that you had? Because like you were saying, there wasn't really no downtime to it because after you ball in football, you go right to the basketball court and you're a star there too. So how did you deal with that type of hype at that age and things? I know you had your dad with you. Was he someone that kind of helped you with it to keep you level-headed?
Real quick, before you answer that, real quick. What did you play on basketball?
I was the point guard.
You was the point? Okay, I was curious. I know 6'2", back then, depending on, man, they might put you down in the post. but if you handles it,
especially in Florida.
So my pops was a basketball player.
Yeah, if he's 6'2" in the post, he ain't gonna win Mr. Florida. I tell you that.
He might. Yeah, he was smart enough to know. Okay, like I mean, he was just a genius with his plan, right? So he was like, okay, like you're saying, basketball isn't huge in the state of Florida. So at that time, you're not running against 6'7", 6'8", 6'10", right? Unless they at Miami Senior High, when Udonis and all them was down, stuff like that. It wasn't like it is today.
Right.
So he's like at 6'2", 6'3", they're gonna try to put you in the post, right? So, or if you play with your age group, you're probably one of the taller ones. So in basketball, I always played 2 levels up. So I was always the shortest kid on the team.
Your dad was on his
right?
Pop was in his duffel. He know what he's doing, man. I like
it. He always put me at point. So he's like, eventually you're gonna be 6'3", 6'4", and you'll be a 6'3", 6'4" point guard.
You know what I mean? First LeVar Ball, bro. Look
correct.
And not only
LeVar. And not only that, he was saying, if I put you up, by the time you go to high school, if you're able to play varsity as a freshman or a sophomore, well, you've been playing with them anyways. So it's you just hooping at that point. You know what I mean? So he was real smart with the plan that he had in place for me to get where we were trying to go. And then as far as like the hype, I never saw it, right? Like I was always working, you know what I mean? But I never stayed at people's house. Like my parents was real, like friends can stay at our house, but I couldn't stay at people's house. So they kept me shielded.
That's real. I can respect that.
You know what I mean? And so, I was a kid, so I didn't read newspapers, right? I mean, didn't read newspapers. There was no social media. So literally all I did was like hoop and go home. You know what I mean? So I didn't really anything from a recruiting standpoint. Like I can remember when I first started getting recruited, it was like, I don't know when the rules are, but I don't know if it's your junior year, your senior, when they can start calling. And, I was excited for it. And then after that first day, I'm like, Mama, I don't want to talk to him no more. Like, you do that. Like, I want to go ball. You know what I mean? So they did a real good job of like keeping, me shielded from all of that outside kind of noise, which kept me focused on the grind.
All right, so let's kind of fast forward a little bit. We talked about the progression and going from that option and going to a passing offense, tailoring to your skill set, so you're dominating, right? So, like you said, you're a top 150 junior, but after that, your senior year, hell, you're a top 100, top 50 player in the nation. You're one of those guys or whatnot. So, I know your recruitment was pretty crazy as far as a lot of schools reaching out to you. Let's talk about your recruitment process a little bit. What stood out to you, and what teams were you was recruiting you the hardest, or what teams was within your top list and things like that?
So for me, it was. So I was a basketball player first. So as a kid, it was always I want to go to Carolina. That's just where I wanted to go hoop. So, and I think a lot of people in that recruitment process knew that, you know what I mean? And so, first of all, I had to I only looked at schools that was pretty good in both sports, right? Because I wanted to play both. So it kind of, honestly, Florida State just kind of fell in because my mom fell in love with Florida. She just loved Coach Bowden. So that's
Maybe
what
we getting the
Florida
mamas,
State,
boy.
Big B.
yeah. And so, for me, it was like, so USF started recruiting me super hard as like an 8th grader, 9th grader. So also like loyalties type stuff. Like I just, I connected with Coach Greenberg, so they were there. They were always going to be there. UNC, obviously, that was my childhood favorite, so they were there. Ohio State was right there because at the time they was real good in both football and basketball. I think Michael Redd was there at that time, and they was doing pretty well basketball-wise. Clemson was real big for me because at the time they weren't so strong from a basketball standpoint, but the offense they were running fit what I was running. And they had Woody Dantzler and Willie Simmons was behind them. So I could I could see people that looked like me that was playing, right? And even with Carolina, you had Ronald Curry, you had Ronald Curry and you had Julius Peppers, who was both playing football and basketball.
Yeah,
so that made sense
Quarterback
to me.
and be in,
Yeah, and then
I think Ronald Curry was like one in the country in both, right?
In both
in football and basketball.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. Yeah, so they were there, and then lastly, it was Michigan State. Like I really like Michigan State.
That's a good 2-sport program.
Yeah, they was pretty good in football. They were definitely good in basketball. But it was just too cold up there for me, right? Like that style of play was that style of play was different. The offense they was running wasn't really what fit my style at that time. You know what I mean? So that kind of bumped them out. And honestly, so Clemson was like, I don't want to say it was where I wanted to go, but I really was intrigued by Clemson, like coming down the stretch. And I can remember Coach Scott calling me from Clemson, and he's like, look, you're our guy. We want you, but we got to have a quarterback this year, right? And we were probably 3 or 4 months out from signing day. And he's like, we got to have a quarterback. At the time, Charlie Whitehurst wanted to commit to Clemson.
No,
right?
Charlie Whitehurst, okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And so they're like,
Jesus.
Yeah, they're like, we can give you 2 weeks, Adrian. But after 2 weeks,
but 3 to 4 months, golly, that's
what I'm saying.
3 to 4 months, excuse me. That's a long time out.
But that's what, and I really, it wasn't like it was now. You know what I'm saying? Where kids are committing a year early, or you know what I'm saying? Like I really wanted to take the time to take visits and do all of that because I'm busy with football and basketball, and so I just felt like they were, and they did a great job recruiting me, but they were just trying to get an answer out of me before I was ready. And out of respect for them, I'm like, Coach, I like y'all, but I can't make a commitment right now. I'm not ready. And that's when they took Whitehurst because they needed a quarterback, which it worked for everybody, right? He went there, he did well. And then that's kind of when it came down to, Carolina and State, you know what I mean? And I actually went to Carolina.
Coach B.
Yeah, I went to Carolina and committed. You know what I mean? Like, I'm coming. Really? My receiver committed. Coach, I'm like, I'm coming.
Coach, people won't worry about that, man. He still had it in home visit in his back pocket.
Yeah. Yeah, man. And so, it was, I remember being on my official visit to Florida State, and, they got my mom. She gone. She ready to commit right there. And I remember Jeff Boughton leaned over to Coach Darren Dickey, and he's like, man, we got the mom, but man, the kid, he has on North Carolina shorts up under his pants right now. You know what I mean? We don't think we have him. So, but it really came down to, I remember Coach Bowden coming and sitting in my house and saying, look, Adrian, if you plan on being in the state of Florida for the rest of your life, right? If you come to Florida State, the resources that you'll have for the rest of your life, the people you're able to connect with, all of those, it really just, it made me think about life after football. You know what I'm saying? That was kind of my deciding.
Then the bag slid across the living room floor.
No,
For your trouble. For your trouble.
I'm looking long term, like, and it's helped me with a lot of the things I'm doing today. Just being able to reach out to alumni and kind of tell them my vision of what I'm trying to get done, and it's worked. You know what I mean? Now my receiver looked at me crazy because he thought I was going to Carolina with him, but you know,
so your receiver's went to Carolina as well.
Yeah, he committed. He went to Carolina. Okay. You know what I mean? So it all worked out.
How much did Bobby sell Charlie Ward in that whole process?
He didn't at all. He didn't at all. And I was so like naive to like.
Bobby keep it authentic, man.
It wasn't until I got there that I really understood
realized what Charlie Ward was.
What Charlie had done. Because when I tell you, I was just one of them dudes that I just wanted to work. Like, I had no idea of who was there, what was going on before me. And that's probably a bad thing because I didn't really do my research. But in a lot of ways, I was just driven on just trying to be the best player I could be. You know what I mean? And so when I got there and kind of, learned a little bit more about what Charlie had done, and him being, the first to do something like that, it drove me for sure. You know what I mean? And I can remember one time thinking, okay, if I ball out for a couple of years, I might go to Charlie and see if I can get that number. You know what I mean?
Right.
But it's always good to see somebody that's done it before you that you can relate to and that did it at such a high level. You know what I mean? So
now you got a question. I want to touch on something real quick. As you know, NIL is a factor in today's game, and I know a lot of people. We have different stories about NIL back in the day, before it's actually NIL. Were any teams enticing you with money, and was that even a factor? Just from something about from how you talk about your mom and your dad, like that probably wasn't even a factor for you guys. But did any type of school try to entice you with money or anything like that?
Nah, like my mom and my dad was so strict with how you came at us with as far as like being no nonsense. I think they kind of got that sense of like, we can't go at this will probably get us off the list if we go at them in this way. You know what I mean? Because my parents, I felt like they just felt like they had sacrificed so much. We got to do everything the right way. We want to put you in the best situation. So, again, if it was going on, it never, not to my parents, because again, I think especially my dad, if you ever talk to my dad, you would know, okay, we can't come at him like that. You know what I mean? And so he just did a great job of just kind of shielding me.
Sounds like a stand-up guy, man.
Yeah, he was trying to shield me from everything.
So what was that freshman like? Right.
What's that?
So you get to FSU, you're on campus your freshman year. What's that like? Out alone, you're on the dope, you know what I'm saying? No parents around.
Yeah.
What was Tallahassee like? What was that freshman year at practice? The biggest difference from high school and all that?
I think being away from my parents was a little bit tough. But in some ways, like I looked at like an AAU summer where I was gone the whole summer. Obviously, once you start playing in college, you're gone for a year. But I was used to somewhat being gone, right? Also, being 4 hours away, my parents was able to make it up quite a bit. So they would be up there at least once a month, you know what I mean? Which helped me out a lot, I think, school was easier in my opinion, you know what I mean? Because they give you all the resources to do. So that part was easy. The competition.
Yeah,
I feel like when I played at Southeast, we played really good competition. Obviously not to the level of, top 3 players in the country at each position. Right. But I was more prepared for that environment because every year we playing Miami Northwestern, we playing St. Thomas, like we playing real good. We playing Lakeland every year, right? Like it was right. Our district wasn't very good, but out of district,
you got in the playoffs,
football. You know what I mean? Every single year. So that was good because we were at the time. I think we was in 6A, which was the biggest class in football. So that was good. So the speed wasn't a drastic change for me because a lot of the guys that were there, I had kind of played against at some point. You know what I mean? So I wasn't a guy that came from, I don't know, somewhere like Idaho and then trying to come to Florida and play football, right? Like that's completely different. I remember playing my senior year. We played the Florida Cali game, and we flew out to Cali and we played against them. And I remember coming to the sideline and like, Coach, they playing 7 yards off the ball. What they doing, right? Like that was crazy to me, right? Like I'm used to press man, you know what I mean? Like that's just what I was used to. So I think football in Florida definitely prepared me for the transition to college. I think the toughest part for me was actually learning the game, learning progressions, learning hots, learning coverages, right? Like, because I had never learned that. It was literally like, hey, I got 4 good receivers. I know where my guy's going. And I was literally just playing basketball out there, right? Like playing
point guard.
Yeah, it was like playing point guard and playing quarterback was the same thing, like anticipation, throwing through windows,
right?
That type of thing, right? And so, and just being a competitor, you know what I mean? And not being set, like if I go to practice, have a bad day, that would drive me crazy, you know what I mean? So it was, for me, it's about, okay, we got to go back to the house that night and figure out what we doing, you know what I mean? So it wasn't a big transition for me. And I think that was, you know, just because of the level of football we played in the state of Florida and the schedule that Coach Mack put together year after year to where we're playing some of the best teams yearly.
How was it for you going from a recruit and everyone loving you, and you know how it is, the recruiting process, to get into FSU and being on the bottom of the totem pole and kind of have to, you know, earn your respect from, you know, kind of starting all over, so to speak. So going from that, and you know, a lot of these kids get caught up in the, I guess, the social media, which you wasn't a part of, but the hype and the superstardom of recruitment. And then you get to these schools and it's, you know, a complete 180 of reality of what the situation really is, and, you know, competing and playing for your time. How was that for like you going from big time recruit to true freshman bottom of the totem pole?
Well, I think I kind of fell into a great situation, right? So like you leave high school, right, where most people would go to college and be 4th or 5th on the depth chart. Well, I went in, Chris Winkie had just left, right? So you had Chris Ricks, Quan was playing receiver. They had just moved him back to quarterback. And then it was me. So I was 3rd, right? And so I'm still getting reps. And then probably 2 weeks into camp, Quan tore his ACL.
Yeah.
So now,
y'all got Mr. Florida back to back with you and Quan.
Yeah, and so now I'm the backup as a true freshman.
That's crazy.
So I'm right there in the mix. So I didn't really have that experience of kind of going to the bottom of the totem pole because I came into a pretty good situation. I mean, obviously you didn't want Quan to get hurt, but that's kind of how it happened. So I kind of got thrown right into the fire right away. And so I literally remember my true freshman year, first game against Duke, and I'm playing, right? And so so I don't really have that experience of,
I miss those Duke games. I used to beat ass and put people in, and not nowadays we playing Duke to the wire, but I'll go ahead.
Correct.
Not like us.
Yeah.
But yo, so Abe, let's fast forward to your sophomore year, and I was talking to a couple guys. So you started 4 games your sophomore year, right?
Yeah.
And I kind of got a story about the reason you kind of started those games. So I think y'all lost to someone, and basically the upperclassmen and seniors went up to Bobby Bowden and said, "Hey, play Adrian McPherson, or we say AD, play AD, or we're sitting." So tell me how that situation with you, and then with the how you became the starter, and then with those 4 games, you balled, man. I mean,
well, it's like having revolts.
Yeah,
man.
I see that. Yeah. Tradition.
Once they told me that, and for like the seniors and upperclassmen to go to coach and say, "Hey, this guy here,"
you can't really say we sitting though. But go ahead.
That story I kind of found out later. You know what I'm saying? I knew it was something.
So you didn't even know prior to it, huh?
I found out after a couple of games, but you know, I knew eventually. I won't say I knew. I was performing. I was making, to me, it was just obvious, right? Like in practice, it was, I'm playing. You know what I mean? But at the same, to Chris's, and me and Chris still friends to this day, but to his defense, it was like, you know, he was playing well. Well, he won freshman of the year, so it's kind of hard to sit him down. Like we was winning games, right? And so it's like, yes, he's making mistakes. He's young, but we winning. So that was the tough part. And I think where it was kind of that perfect storm because we was playing Notre Dame, right? National television, you know, they put me in the game with like 6 minutes left in the game. And at the time, 6 or 8 minutes. And at the time, I think we was like 2 and Notre Dame was 5 or something like that. Mm-hmm. And we down by 24 points. And in 6 minutes, we end up losing by like 8 or 10 points with me on the field, right? And so I think that was just kind of like that final straw for like guys on the team, just kind of being like, man,
like, hey man, this guy is it, man. We see it.
Yeah. I mean, I think we knew, right? Like, in my opinion, like to me,
Chris. No, I mean, this is from a former player. This is from a former player. They told me like, hey man, we knew AD was the guy.
Yeah, and it was like, you know, and I had, you know, kind of thought about because I for me, it's like I'm performing, I'm playing. They put me on the field, they put me in games, I'm balling, but they not put me on the field. Like I just want to play, you know. So I can remember going to coach that year and saying, "Coach, if I ain't gonna play, I might need to leave because I deserve a chance. I came here to play." You know what I mean? And you know, respectfully, if you guys are gonna go with Chris, I respect that, but I need to find somewhere else to play. You know, and I think some of my teammates may have known that or whatnot, but I thought it was pretty obvious. You know what I mean, that I could get the job done. You know, and they gave me that opportunity. You know what I'm saying? I didn't maximize.
You threw 12 touchdowns within those 4 games. For
sure. I mean, I just always try to me, it's like just be smart with the football. Take care of the football. You got the best talent, some of the best talent in the country on your team. You don't got to do nothing spectacular. Just get them the ball, let them make plays, make good decisions, and that's what I try to do.
How did that affect you and Rick's relationship? What was that dynamic like between you guys?
It was a little odd, you know. More so, I want to say more. Probably more so from his standpoint, right? Because I think he kind of felt that pressure of like, I'm on his heels, right?
Yeah, looking over his shoulder a little bit.
That's always been my thing. My pops is like, hey, look, man, you every day in practice, you either gonna make him get better, or he got to get off the field. And if they put you on the field, you make it hard for him to take you off the field. You know what I mean? And so, I think I made him uncomfortable just because I was applying pressure. You know what I mean? And I think he also knew that if I got on the field, I was gonna perform. You know, and in some ways, it could have made him. It could have made him a little uncomfortable, and I was more. I connected. I was around a lot of the team more, so he could have kind of felt like they sided with me just because I was more like he enjoyed being kind of more by himself, and I was more like I enjoyed being around the guys. You know what I mean? And so it got to be a little awkward while we were there. I mean, since we finished, me and Chris are cool. Like, he reached out to me probably once a month. I mean, I remember being at a golf tournament probably 3 or 4 years ago, and he came up to me and was like, man, I just want you to know I'm proud of you, right? Like, after everything that's happened in your life, most people would have folded, and look what you're doing. Like, I just wanted to come tell you I'm proud of you. And that meant a lot to me, at least. You know what I'm saying? Because, I kind of sit back and think about it, a lot of things now, but it's just like I started 4 games in college and I got drafted. You know what I mean?
Right. 5th round. I was telling people that prior to the show, man. Like, that's some impressive shit.
Yeah, and I'm like, dudes won national championships and then get drafted. You know what I mean? Like, it's pretty crazy, right? And so, yeah, that relationship was a little awkward there, but it's definitely a lot better now.
All right, so we fast forward to November 2002, man. You got dismissed from the team, right?
Yeah.
I want the fans to hear from your perspective, your point of view of exactly what went down and what happened with that situation.
Without trying to get into too much detail, I made a poor decision, and I wasn't willing to talk. I wasn't really willing to tell on nobody, right? Like, I think it was more like when they came to me, it was more. They wanted to know more about what was going on at FSU, right? Like, was anybody what was? I'm like, I don't know what y'all talking about, right? Like they literally said to me, "Hey, if you tell us this, we'll reinstate you to play. We'll reinstate you to play," right? Because at that time I was at Tennessee State, right? This the NCAA. If you tell us what happened, we'll reinstate you. Like, I don't know what y'all talking about. Man, they walked out, closed the door, boom, closed the door, gone. That conversation lasts like a minute. And that's
So,
when I
My bad.
I had to play arena football.
No, my bad for interrupting you. So the NCAA had a play. So I know you dismissed from FSU. So did the NCAA put a suspension on you? Like back, explain that to me because I'm a little younger. To be completely honest with you, I know the situation and what happened with FSU and things like that, but I didn't know it was a little bit more to it in regards to the NCAA getting involved also.
Yeah. So when I left FSU, I went to Murray State, right? So and the reason I went to Murray State because they like, okay, well if you come here, you can play right away, right? So I go to Murray State. But then what happened at Murray State was they contacted me before I had my release from FSU. So the NCAA is like, you can't play. You got to sit out a year if you stay here. So now, like, okay, well, let me go to another 1AA school at the time. Me and my parents not really knowing, I transferred to Tennessee State, which is in the same conference as Murray State.
So you had to set out another. Okay, you had to set. I get what you're saying. You had to set out another year within the in-conference rule.
Well, yes. So that's what they. So that's what they initially said, right? But they were like,
"What it should have been."
Yes, they're like, "We're going to come down and talk."
That's some grimy ass shit, man. Wow.
Right. So when they came to Tennessee State, they never asked me about. It was what happened at Florida State, right? We know they're doing whatever. What happened? I'm like, I don't know what y'all talking about. And they left. You know what I mean? So at that time I knew, okay, they probably gonna suspend me. I need to go play arena football. You know what I mean? So that's when I made the decision to go play arena football.
So you got a question real quick, right?
Yo, did everybody else?
Yeah, we all.
Oh, man.
I don't know how
all
you,
out.
Yeah. What was I about to say, man? I forgot. What were we talking about?
the NCAA.
The NCAA.
I was about to say, do you have any regrets in any of the NCAA, the dismissal with Florida State and all of that? What would you have done different in hindsight in all of that?
It's gonna sound crazy, but nothing, right? Like, because my dream was always to play in the NFL. I did that, right? Like I never said I wanted to play 10 years or 20. Like that was never my goal. It was I want to make it to the NFL, and I did exactly that, right? Like, I'm glad that I never played another down at a different university because Florida State is where I wanted to play. You know what I mean? So in the end, Florida State is where I played football, which is exactly how I would have wanted it.
Right.
The reason I say I wouldn't have wanted it any differently is because I felt like had I been at Florida State, had I finished at Florida State, I felt like we would have probably won a national championship.
Hey, so I want to cut you off right now, Adrian. So it's crazy you mentioned that. I spoke to James Coleman earlier, right? He was a part of your 2001 class, right? Yep. James Coleman told me this specifically, like verbatim. If Adrian didn't if Adrian never got in trouble, we win 2 national championships.
Yeah, like we
y'all was just lying. Y'all just hanging out lying.
But no, seriously, we think about them. Think about those teams. The only
03, 04?
Yeah, what we couldn't do beat Miami because Chris Ricks played terrible doing those games, right?
Yeah.
And
I'm a big Ricks fan.
We was loaded. We was loaded, man. But
he said we win 2 national championships. It's just crazy you mentioned that because he said the exact same thing.
Yeah, I think we would have, at least played for one. You know what I mean? And so, but I also feel like had I done that, I thought I would have probably been a high draft pick, probably top 10, top 15 draft pick. I think I would have made a lot of money, and I think I would have blew it being around a lot of people that were around me for the wrong reasons, right?
Right.
There's no telling where I would be today because I don't understand if you make that kind of money and you blow that kind of money, like mentally, how can you even, you know what I'm saying?
Tough place to crawl back from.
And so for me, at a young age, it made me really see the way the world is, the way people can be around you for the wrong reasons, right? So,
right.
So I wouldn't have changed nothing, man, because I've achieved. I mean, I played, 2.5 years with the Saints, and I went to Canada and played 10 years. So like the game has given me everything I would have ever dreamed for and some. You know what I mean? But it also taught me some very valuable lessons
Right.
at a young age, which I think is A, what I needed, and B, it's why I do what I do today, because I don't prepare for some of those things.
What was that conversation like with Bobby? I know Bobby got that father-like feel. So what's that conversation when you got to talk to have that, dismissal? I know he's probably feeling a little let down. What was your mood like?
We didn't talk, man.
No?
Like we didn't talk, right?
Oh,
like
damn, that's crazy.
Coach Dickey told me I was dismissed, right? And I remember thinking, what am I supposed to do? And had I not had my mom and dad, there's no telling what would have happened, right? And so for me, I think about a lot of the kids that I work with today, they don't have that support that I had. So if something like what happened to me happened to them, ain't no telling what can happen to these kids. You know what I mean? So I feel like it's my job, my responsibility to prepare them for that so that they make better decisions. You know what I mean? So that doesn't happen to them.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy to me, man. My bad. I just wanted that stood out. That's kind of crazy that you didn't even have a conversation with Bobby prior to that situation. That's rough. That don't sit right with me. That's not a big B moment right there. But yeah, go ahead.
Well, I mean, that's life, right? So like you said, that's just another life lesson. Like you got to chalk that up. Like, okay, even if this guy that sat in the living room and showed all his love when things went south, nothing personal, but it's business now. But the question I have for you is, we announced the show, and it's a little, not a lot at all. There's some negativity around, how things ended there. Mm-hmm. And I honestly took it personal for you because I think, man, it's like, what are we talking about? You're talking about 20-some years ago.
Yeah.
Right.
How do you translate that message to the youth that you're dealing with now? Because they love you, then they hate you. And, very some people going to love you again. So how do you kind of give them that story of, careful of how you receive it?
Well, I think the biggest thing is the people that got something to say, hey, I know they don't know me, right? So that's my biggest thing, right? They don't even know me, because if they knew me, they wouldn't feel that way.
That's the most important thing, man. They strangers.
So I would never allow what they have to say to affect me, because they don't know me, right? Like I remember being, I remember Coach Bowden at trial saying, if you would have told me to pick 100 kids on my team, I wouldn't have picked him, right? Because he knew me as a kid. You know what I mean? Like, I'm the first one in, I'm the last one out. I'm respectful. I treat everybody with respect. That's just me as a person. I put people before I put myself in a lot of different ways, right? And so a lot of the people that's talking on, they don't know me, right? So that's what I would expect somebody to say that just feels they need to have an opinion about whatever it is they want to have an opinion about. You know what I mean?
Entitled, they don't deserve.
I don't know about the consistency, man, because they expect you to, forgive mistakes, for certain situations for certain kids, but then you got this 20-year-old kid that's making a mistake in college, whatever. That's not forgiven 20 plus years later.
I was 18.
That person can't.
I was 18 at that time.
What are we talking about?
Yeah.
What is it? I mean, what is this about? Is it about a game, or is it about us becoming better people and getting better at life? Like, what is it all about? Like, clearly he's not the same person when he was 18. None of us are, man.
But at the same time, when you understand the way people operate, you understand. So that doesn't even bother me. But it's my job to prepare these young men for that exact thing, right? Like, we got a kid that's about to commit here in a couple minutes, so I got to get off the phone about the announcement.
Go ahead. You go.
I want to ask you about the Big E's to get some. I want to get some New Orleans advice before you get out of here.
Yeah, man, but I'm looking at people, having an opinion about this 17-year-old kid about to make the decision that's best for him, and I'm like, y'all don't even know this kid. Right. Nor did you have an opinion 4 months ago when he had 0 offers, right? So,
right.
For me, it's, hey, man, do what's best for you. Make sure it feels good for you. Make sure you're good with your mom. Make sure, hey, this is the right place to do it because your mom not here. Is she okay with this, right? And you got my support 100%. You know what I mean? And And I try to tell them to stay off that stuff because them people don't know you, man. You know what I mean? And I get that they fans and I get all that, but you a 17-year-old kid that's trying to just do something that you think gonna better your life for the rest of your life. You know what I mean?
And hearing that from you, man, it can't be a better messenger, you know.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it can't be a better messenger.
I would hope, you know what I'm saying? Because I tell them all the time, I can tell you what it's like to not be recruited. I can tell you what it's like to be a top 10 recruit quarterback in the country. I can tell you what it's like to have it all. I can tell you what it's like to get there and lose it. And I can tell you what it's like to keep fighting and get back. You know what I mean?
Story of resiliency, man.
Absolutely. Absolutely. You know what I mean? Dope, but that's what it's all about, man. That's why we out here right now.
Real quick, let's get into the draft, man. So you only started 4 games, like you said. And, the NFL draft process starts. Agents start hitting you up, and they had to start telling you good stuff about your chances of getting drafted. What were your mindset? What was the vibes?
At that time I was 20, so I didn't really know what to think. You know what I mean? It was just like, I'm gonna work. You know, I'm gonna make it hard for them to pass on me. You know what I mean? Like I played arena football. I got drafted from arena football. You know what I mean? And so I made it. Yeah. Sorry.
No, you
so
fine,
I just tried to make it hard for them to pass on me. But I understood that, you know, quite a bit of teams gonna pass on you because of your past, and that was okay for me because it was just, I want an opportunity.
Right.
And again, I think you know, again, the goal was to make it to the NFL. I was blessed to be drafted. You know what I'm saying? And me and my dad, we talk a lot. So it's always like, man, look, do you understand what you just accomplished? You started 4 games of college football, 4, and then you go play arena football. That, you know, we can say it translate, we can argue that it don't translate, but you was the
it's
first
opportunity
person.
for your eyes.
Yeah, you was the first person to get drafted from arena football. That's crazy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? But I tell kids all the time, like, I had the talent to play in the NFL for 10 or 15 years. I didn't have the plan to stay there. I got there, right? So the goal was always I want to be great. I want to go play college football, right? Then I got to college and it was like, man, you talented enough to play to the NFL. So that's the dream. Hey, let's try to get to that. And then when I got there, I didn't have a plan. So like now I'm here. You got money, you got time, but I didn't know. I mean, you go to practice and then you just kind of on your own. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, you know, I had never really studied film. I had gotten by on just my ability forever. And so I just did not have a plan for when I got there. But I also think that was a part of my whole deal, right? It's to be able I could tell kids that, bro, hey, you got ability, right? I'm not saying you're going to get there,
Right.
but let's start planning for if you happen to make it that far. Now we got a plan in place, so now you know how to stay there. You know what I mean? And again, it's all stuff that I can tell a kid from experience. This ain't what somebody told me. This ain't what I read in a book. This is what I experienced. You know what I mean? And they love that because it's authentic. You know what I mean? It's real. You know, so and it's worked for me.
Real quick before we get you out of here, Adrian, let the people know where they can find you at.
At Rise_sports on Instagram, at Rise_sports on Twitter, and then and when I Rise with the number 5 instead of an S. So RI5E_sports, right? And then you can even check out the website. Rise.
Yes, they done committed, man. What you committed to?
What you committed to?
You know, committed.
You're not committed.
You know what I mean?
No, we sorry, man. We sorry.
It's all good. It's all good. So ridesports.com, RI5esports.com. They can check us out there. And we're gonna continue to help what we can, man, and try to, you know, mentor these young men and give them what we think they need to be successful.
Yeah, plug your camp you got coming up next week, man. We're gonna do some more content together. We got some stuff we got cooking up, but plug your camp that you got going on in Bradenton.
Yeah, so we got the top 100 camp going on in Sarasota, Florida. And so basically what I want to do is take the top 100 kids in the Manatee, Sarasota area. You know, we're going to live stream it on VSN. So all the coaches can, you know, kind of click in and watch these kids. But I just kind of felt like kids in that area are talented, but they just, for whatever reason, they're not getting the exposure they need. And so I wanted to try to use my resources, bring the coaches in, the local high school coaches, let them nominate the kids for the camp, so it's not me picking the kids. So we've all collectively picked these 100 kids, and we're gonna live stream it, man. We're gonna do a backpack giveaway. It's gonna be a pretty incredible event, so I'm looking forward to it.
Likewise, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate your time, man. It's been a pleasure, man. You dropped some gems.
Man, we appreciate that, man. We sorry you missed the commitment, dog.
It's all good.
Oh, man.
Yeah, where the kid? Well, I guess what's the kid's name? Where did he end up going?
His name is Jamil Williams, man. He ended up going to Arkansas State.
Oh, yeah, I saw that on the timeline. He from Polk. Yeah.
Yeah,
that's what's up, man. Good
So I'm
luck
excited
to the kid, man.
I appreciate
man.
that.
Enjoy Malibu, man.
All right, y'all. Oh, we will. Y'all be good.
All right, man. Take it easy,
care.
bro. Oh, that was dope.
Yeah, dope, man.
Y'all haters, man. Go bite a brick, man. Cornball. 23, 24 years later, man. You
All right, man. Out here doing good stuff,
man.
breaking commitments.
Yeah,
Yeah, fuck out of here.
Life goes on, bro. You know?
Yeah, let it go, clown.
Where we at with it? Who's in Big Three talk? Back to Big Three talk. What were we wrapping up?
What?
Who's in Florida State?
Yeah, it was in Florida
I
State a
think
little
so,
bit.
yeah.
What are you talking to the chat, Larry? Focus, man.
Nah, I know, I'm joking.
Yeah.
Because I know we've been going for a minute. I was like, what? We ain't done yet? But nah, go ahead.
No, we have. No, that interview kind of interrupted. And it was a damn good interview, man. But
Sure.
we got Lucas Simmons to commit. Top offensive tackle 247. His top four is out of FSU, Florida, USC, and Tennessee. It came down to relationships, man. Like I was saying, Atkins.
Yeah.
He came to the camp last July. The big camp. I forget the name of those type of camps. Those satellite camps where we had multiple teams that come. He came to that camp and built a relationship with Atkins, and I got this information secondhand after the situation, man. But Alex Atkins has basically been talking to this kid every day for the past year. Haven't missed a day. So really good relationship between those guys. And Mike Norvell, he also has a really good relationship with Mike too. So it just came down to relationships that won out for Simmons. Coach Atkins did a really good job and connected with the parents who are currently in Sweden. Simmons is from Sweden also. So just real good job for Atkins just as far as the relationships and that recruitment. So shout out to Coach Atkins.
Stuffing my man Cell in the locker. I like y'all little people. Y'all been thriving on the Bird app, man.
Oh yeah, man.
Did you see the one where
I should like I got bad timing right now because right now I should be in my bag with like 10 Florida State ass up right now. Yeah. But here I am on the podcast, man.
I was telling TJ that too, man. It was a time, and I can't really say nothing about the situation right now, but we'll see about it later. Go ahead, Larry on.
No, I was just gonna say, did you see the little the meme where Mike Norvell was stuffing Florida State in the locker?
Nah.
My favorite one. Yeah, like he screwed it all up.
What if he missed on this quarterback though? What if he missed on Brock?
Right, then it's back to Willie.
I don't know, man, because Brock is getting. Of course, we know recruiting is really fluid, but it's across the board, man. It's 247s making predictions on 3 rivals. It's pretty much across the board.
This kid's down to Harsin and Mike Norvell. He's not a good decision maker.
Oh no, he got some other ones too, man. He's a real good decision maker. But like I said, in what also, and this is what stood out to me also, his post visit interview. Like I was saying, his head coaches, he's in Memphis.
That was just a troll. Like,
no, you good? No, you straight. But no, he's in Memphis and he's from Memphis. He said that he used a lot of the offense that he used was implemented from it's taken from the Florida State playbook. And I was thinking like, damn, Mike was in Memphis at that time. So, and his offense was booming. So I think a lot of those coaches within that area pretty much took some of the wrinkles of his playbook and implemented to theirs. And it's crazy just how that stuff kind of all tied together within his recruitment. So Yeah, I like where we stand with Glenn, man. So we'll just see how it pans out. His decision could come pretty soon.
Mike
round
can't be great
table
with that voice, man.
What's
Him
up?
and Manny, man, that voice. Like once I heard Mike Norvell, I said he can't be no.
Yeah, not with that,
coach,
bro.
Man.
Yeah, that shit
Yeah,
sounds,
and I mean, fair enough. Same thing for Manny.
sounds crazy. Yeah,
You know,
the
Manny-
list.
Manny
I said
had
nobody with a list ever done anything great, man.
Manny
Yeah,
out there.
bro,
Well,
never
I don't know now. Hold on, we got to give
I'm saying led people, led anything.
No, hold on. What's his name? Used to be on the show. The old coach, Lou. Was it Lou?
Lou Holtz? Yeah, Lou was great.
Lou-
Lou was great.
Yeah. Now Lou is the exception to the rule.
He was an exception for sure.
Yeah, he was Sylvester the
Well,
Cat boy.
I'm not taking no grown man with a
wrong
list.
twice a day, right?
I'm not taking no grown man with a list serious, bro. As soon as I hear a list, all right, bro, go sit down somewhere, man. There's grown folks over here talking.
Lead up, man.
Yeah, go sit down.
You gotta chill out. And Mike's voice is was way more high pitched than I ever imagined. But
yeah,
best of luck.
I'm gonna talk about like offensive line recruit. My offensive line recruitment is mid right now, bro.
I want to talk about that too, man.
As
about
mad as
you guys.
Yeah.
About Florida. Because someone had put a tweet out from Florida's camp. One Florida fan or whatnot, basically saying,
who it is, bro? Like, is it a Gatorade profile picture? What is it?
This motherfucker is definitely a blue profile picture. It's orange.
Y'all can't be just quoting our Rabbit fans either.
No, it's orange. No, I'm quoting this because it's like information I'm receiving also. But
profile picture is orange.
But he says sales is a great
friendly banter
of a coach, but you simply can't have recruiting led by a guy who's basically telling legit he's softer than baby shit if he commits elsewhere while visiting. Doesn't work like that. So I'm here, and this is not just
that's bad communication right there.
Yeah,
it is.
Just not off that tweet, but I've been hearing secondhand information in regards to his recruiting pitch. Also, he's not really.
Which one? We got two of them.
Sell.
Sell.
Yeah, Sell. He's more so saying like, hey, he's shitting on other schools and other coaches versus selling his product and selling what he has to offer in development, this, that, and other. You're telling me what X coach can't do or won't do, but why are you not telling me what you can do?
Old approach, man.
Yeah, exactly.
I think he's been away from the college game for a little bit in recruiting, but if that's his tactic, I don't know if it is. If that's, you know what I'm saying, that's the second time I heard that.
Yeah, that's the second time I heard it.
I'm not denying or saying it's true or false, but if that is that was an old tactic, and he may just be on some old school negative recruiting shit, and you can't really do that no more. These kids want to know
nowadays. And some kids they can work with, and some kids they can't work with. But if you're not combating that shit with like, yeah, what do you? Okay, well he's not doing this, but I could do this, that, and other. If you just bashing, then it's kind of like you hating these kids looking at it from that perspective. So that's been a lot of issue within the targets that we've been having mutually within the offensive line that I've been hearing. So I don't know. It's just I'm not sure if he's doing that with other coaches or other targets. I can only speak on the FSU side of things. But a lot of the kids we've been recruiting together, you know, as far as the offensive line, it's been a common message with him taking shots at Atkins or things like that.
Right.
Atkins my guy if we have room on the staff, so I wouldn't do that. But go ahead, they said, what you got, brother?
Yeah, he all right, but he can't do everything, man. And
no, he can't.
All that shit up for grabs in a little bit, Larry.
Oh yeah, for sure though. Your next coach gonna retain him, CJ?
Remains to be seen. My offensive line recruitment is I want to get back to my shit, so I want to criticize my coach. My offensive line, Sell and Stapleton got to get it together, bro. Just missing on all our targets. I want to be mad at the one jit that decommitted in the middle of the night. And I know some fans like, oh, we're not gonna take him back. I'm like, look at that. I'm looking around that room.
Wait a minute.
Like Fresh Prince, that Fresh Prince gif, man. You know, Fresh Prince around, like where everything went. That's how I'm looking at the offensive line board, bro. Like Jit looking real appeasing right now, to be real with you.
Right.
But outside of that, man, we do have a couple more on the board that out of Louisiana, they have some relationships with, but LSU want them boys, so I don't feel that great about either one of them. But they got some visits lined up. Caden Jones is one of them, 6'7.5", 300-pound guy. Says he's returning at the end of the month. Also set up a official visit. I think the third game of the season, if I'm not mistaken, versus Kentucky.
Good rivalry game.
Just means more.
In the SEC, bro, yeah, like every game's a rivalry game. That's why y'all boys try to join, man. You know?
Mm-hmm.
No, yeah,
Good bounce back. Go ahead.
Yeah.
No, you're right though, because y'all
I
been
stopped it for 2 seconds.
you're right though.
No, I was ready.
Now y'all been struggling with Vandy for a little bit, man. So you might be right.
That later.
Now y'all been struggling with Vandy, so you might be right.
It's like y'all struggling with Duke, you know, a little bit.
They ain't never struggled with Duke. That's us.
Yeah, I was just talking shit. I was just talking. Well, no, that one year, 2007, man, 2017.
I tell you who we haven't struggled with lately, and that's Florida State. Goddamn.
Go ahead, man.
Who else I got, man, on this pathetic offensive line board I got here? Hold on 1 second, bro.
I'm out of eligibility. And I'm
Tyree Adams is the other offensive lineman. Also coming to the cookout July 30th. Also scheduled a official visit. Which week is that? Utah. He's coming September 3rd, man. So these boys are coming a little bit on their dime a couple times, and then I guess they had the school pay for it. Allegedly, Larry.
You know the game.
Yeah. You know. But they're coming on their own dime a couple times, and then I guess they see everything they need to see resources wise with the programs offering, and they can just come enjoy a game during the season. Some of the guys that are choosing later. Tyree Adams is down to Florida, Georgia, LSU, and Ole Miss. I like LSU for them right now. Both of those kids I just named. So we're not in a good spot offensive line wise. They gotta figure out that room in the linebacker room. Speak about your linebacker commit. A guy that we was in on today. We just round table so we get up out of here. Real smooth, like, you feel me?
Yeah, Raul Popo Aguirre. I was thrown off with that nickname. I was like, really, Popo? Because, when I grew up, that was police.
Yeah, that ain't no good nickname right there.
Yeah, I was like, all right, maybe, maybe it's a family thing. I don't know. Because I kept
you just can't be calling me that out loud.
Yeah, I was like, I kept saying, it's got to be like Popo or something. But yeah, we were able to secure commitment today he's currently playing in Fayetteville, Georgia at Whitewater. He is originally from the Miami area, so it'll be a bit of a homecoming for him. Some people are a little bit surprised because he didn't officially visit us, but again, he's got family that way. He's also visited unofficially twice, I want to say.
Man, them boys is grabbing duffels, man. He ain't never been down there.
No, he's from there.
He's from Miami. He's from
Miami. Oh, yeah, he's never been there then.
Right. No, he's been right. That's what I'm saying. He never officially visited us.
I didn't know that either until someone recently pointed out that he's originally from Miami.
I don't have the backstory on how he ended up playing football up in Fayetteville. That I don't know. I'd love to get that story, and maybe it ain't something I'd share on the show, but yeah, so that's what he has been playing. He's born and spent a good portion of his life in Dade, so ended up in the Atlanta area. He selected us over Alabama, Ohio State, Arkansas, Florida, and Texas. I want to say kind of rounded out his final group. He is a composite 4-star. He is the number 9 linebacker, number 9 player in Georgia, and number 121 according to 247 composite. Could get, true linebacker, something that we haven't been able to recruit under the Manny Diaz era, period. The linebackers that we had previous weren't his linebackers. So when you look at guys like Pinckney and Quarterman.
What position did he coach? Did he
was recruiting linebackers. Yeah, he was DC and linebacker coach originally. When he first got there. But I mean, that's our biggest position to need. Because remember when we were talking about weaknesses, I kind of misspoke and I was like, wait. We actually got a lot of talent at defensive end. We just need some proven talent. We got some underclassmen that's probably got to put on another 20 pounds, things of that nature.
Yeah, baby, I love it.
I use it more than you now. That's what kills me. But and the thing is that's actually a common enough saying, but it's weird how I got displaced upon me. But linebacker.
Y'all kept pounding me, man. I thought it was clever and shit. I don't even use it no damn more now.
Right? Yeah, you made a conscious decision to get it out of there, and I keep trying, but it keeps popping back up. But yeah, if you look at Manny's tenure, he just did not recruit any linebacker that has been able to contribute to this team at all, really, at any level worth mentioning. If you're going to give him any credit, it's got to be
Wesley.
Corey Flagg.
I'm going to say, y'all got to give him Wesley too, man, for that. Before he gave y'all the parting gift, right?
That's one person he developed him, right? Yeah, right.
Yeah, he developed yet.
So yeah, that's what I'm saying. Everything he ever picked out never really panned out. And some good talent,
Everything he picked out never really panned out.
It didn't pan out. I really was, look at Huff, Avery Huff. It's a guy that I thought could have had a dynamic career here. Hadn't panned out yet. Not saying it's over for him. He's still with the program, but so yeah. Second linebacker in this class. We'll be looking to add one more.
Y'all boys on fire right now. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all boys cooking.
Yeah, we up right now, man. Things feel good. Momentum swinging. Think it's good recruiting. I think that's why you're seeing. You look at a lot of our commitments. These dates got pushed up. I think they're trying to
get that quick grab, man. Yeah, get that grab, man.
Yeah.
I gotta take it. Now I gotta hate. That's all. That's what I'm doing. I gotta hate, bro.
Fine,
you know all that shit flipping. That's my
no.
Yeah, all that.
I just don't feel that way, but I hear you.
I gotta say something. We got a podcast have.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. Trust me. If this was Manny, I wouldn't say jack shit. I'd be like, yeah, we ain't keeping these cats. But I do like the company of the guys that were beaten.
So I gotta take for y'all boys. I was talking to I was having a conversation or whatever, and he was talking about
who was lying? Come on, who was?
No, I think you would like it, bro. I was having a conversation with somebody about Oregon's recruiting, right?
Mm-hmm.
When Willie was there and how they had top 10 class and all that type of stuff, how Willie was doing well recruiting at Oregon. Someone said, man, that class, all that shit was really Mario, as far as how hard he's working out at Oregon, and he was the backbone behind Willie's class in regards to them being top 10 at that point in time. I thought that was an interesting take.
Yeah,
man, Willie was do not. Like, only thing that stopped Willie was just the L's. But Willie had that shit lined up, boy.
But it didn't fall through.
I'm talking about that Oregon now. Oregon. But say for instance with Oregon, when
he's talking
Willie left.
He's just talking about from like a recruiting standpoint. That's not like make slight of like Willie as a recruiter.
No. I think Willie's a great recruiter. Well, I'm not gonna say great. He has
had DJs out there,
but it was a lot of. But no, just saying because even when Willie left,
no, there, man.
But no, even when Willie left, the Oregon's recruiting didn't fall off, and then also you got to remember too. When we brought Willie, everyone was saying, "Well, damn, we bring a Mario. He bring a Mario too." Like that was one of the biggest draws.
Buzzing, bro. I was nervous. I said, "Boy,
that's all good. That's games." Man, Willie beat VTech and win the man. Listen, ain't no telling.
Man, Thibodeau on FAMU campus out there vibe. I was nervous, boy. I was nervous in the hooker in church.
A visit to FAMU and get the HBCU experience, which I was sold too.
And then I saw y'all swag surfing. I was like, "Oh, we good."
Even with the swag surfing, I was like, "Oh yeah, we about to whoop some motherfucking ass."
We got a plan.
When I seen that first offensive snap. This shit might be.
I said, nah, they practice that swag serve. So I know this about to be a shit show because nobody just goes out there and does that off like just
Willie
rip. That was
Willie
practice.
left us with we've got a plan. And now when people say that, that's total bullshit. like if I go to somebody and I say, hey man,
we got a plan and left us with fucking
don't worry,
fucking horny.
We've got a plan. Motherfucker, you ain't got no plan. I know you don't.
Yeah, that's
I'm gonna bring in somebody who can beat Miami.
Hey, I mean, do what you gotta do, baby.
Motherfucker ain't beat Miami. The then Wisconsin beat Miami.
Yeah, all right. Number 7 class.
No, I'm talking about do you have a plan?
That is plan. Yeah. I know exactly what you're talking about. Plan was terrible, man. Number 17 in the nation as of right now, as far as recruiting goes. I think we're at 13 or 14 recruits right now. A couple more guys still on the horizon. Feel good about that. Kind of what I mentioned on the last show. I think that O-line room it's a bit that Maui Goa commitment. I think really kind of shuffle some pieces on the board a little bit to where guys are like, wait a minute, hold on. Like now I need to figure out, which is why I said Peyton Kirkland wasn't going to be there because he said he'd be the left tackle. when I saw that tweet. But there's some people apparently around the program still feel good about Peyton Kirkland. So the Elias Allen kid, still real good vibes around him, and the Samson Okunlola kid. So
we could go over Peyton Kirkland's decision date is alongside
23rd, right?
Yeah, July 23rd, alongside Malik Bryant. Malik Bryant as well.
And who else?
No, that's it. That's it for those two on July 23rd. And then July 28th is the three. Derek LeBlanc, Jakeem Jackson, and also John Walker. All this is out for a quarter. And then you have Cedric Baxter decide August 10th.
Walker's the interior D lineman, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah, he's supposed to come to our barbecue on the 30th. So we'll see how that plays out. See if he slides to Florida, if he comes to Miami. He's a guy that I think is jumped up on Miami's board a little bit. They've been in contact. I think they're not feeling as good about. Oh man, who's the? He's got UCF in his top group. A lot of people think he's going to Ohio State. John. Damn, I'm drawing a blank right now.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about, boy?
Man, whatever. Anyways, he jumped up. Hey, listen, man, I don't keep all these lists in front of me, man. There's a lot of
No, you good. Yeah, ain't no pressure.
But so he's supposed to come visit on the 30th, same day y'all doing the barbecue. So we'll see the barbecue wars, man. See which ribs win, man. We already know who won the mac and cheese.
That's gonna be a good battle because I think
no, it's a weekend for us. So we got Friday night lights, and then we got the cookout the next day. So I'm pretty sure they're gonna come to Friday night lights. They'll be there that morning.
The grown folk talking right now. Hold on.
Yeah, relax, man. Y'all boys down in the 40s, man.
My bad.
When we hit low more, we'll let you know.
I know we've been stuffing you up in the locker in June a lot lately, man. My bad. So I thought we was invited.
What's up?
Thought you jumped up.
Yeah, I thought we jumped up, man.
I saw the rankings. They ain't moved that much.
Hey, move some more. We got more lined up, baby. Don't worry about it. It's July, baby. We got more lined up.
We got some
lined up.
Mike ain't about to beat us in shit, man.
Oh yeah.
We also got Jordan Castle, October 1st. Commit. I feel good about him at 4-star safety. Aiden Mazzell is going to be, I think, deciding before. I feel good about Aiden Mazzell, and I like the energy right now around Andy Jean. Right now, I'm gonna tell you some shit. When it comes to birthdays, we can't do shit else. We fire as fuck on the birthday. We got that shit figured out, boy. But no, I like the energy around Andy Jean. I think we lead for him right now if he was to decide. And I think he's going to pop. I know they pressing. You can feel the energy. And Aiden Mazzell, that'd be a nice little receiver group of Eugene Wilson. I think we also trim some fat there once you get them three. We might trim something back and add something, you know. Still don't know what the story is on DeQuavion Sorey. He was supposed to be committing. Yeah, don't worry about it, bro. It's all good.
That look ain't working no more, man. You got to smack some.
The Quavion Sorey, I don't know what
the slam stuff on the table, like, but
yeah.
You got to slam something back, bro. That's all it is.
I'm about to slam some bodies right now.
That's what we need. Let them hit the flow.
Hey, they got rights these days, boy. They got apps and shit.
For real, they go jump on social media soon.
Yeah.
Hey, so they go jump on TikTok soon as I get done.
I'm gonna tell you,
man.
Right, let me tell you what didn't change though. My mama told me way back then. You think you want to go live with them people?
Yeah.
And that's still the case today.
That's still the case. But think about it. Yeah, that's true though.
What were we talking about? I was just talking about something.
I'll give you 2 seconds to recover because when I was talking about John Walker, I meant Jordan Hall. That's why I was mixing
Jordan Hall.
Both from the same area.
Right.
That's why I was messing them up. But Jordan Hall is the one that's supposed to come visit us on the 30th, not John Walker. I do apologize.
Did I finish saying my story?
Is that the linebacker or the D tackle?
There is no update.
Both of them are interior defensive linemen.
Okay, so that's the kid from Jacksonville.
Yeah.
I just want to be sure because I know we got me and Silk was running to the same 2 different dudes. We'll talk about.
No, you cancel all that Duval shit, boy. You might as well. We got that. You know, we got.
Oh no, not with Hall.
Yeah, big Stokes in the building, man. Y'all gonna put Atkins on everybody?
Oh nah, the GOAT
Yeah,
doing
man,
that
that
one,
man
baby.
earning his check, boy.
Boy, they working him like he
Man,
a
y'all gotta
Chinese
stop.
sweatshop, man.
Atkins got 2 commits, man. He got 2 damn commits. That's
Yeah,
it.
but he got to work the rest of them. He probably just spread the love.
He got 2
Yeah, I'll
commits.
let you get that one.
Yeah,
I'll let
get
you
that
get
one, bro.
Go ahead,
Nah,
so you can up your profile. I mean, I am doing all the fucking work around here. You muted, see?
Yeah, nah,
he talking to
I'm politicking.
Yeah, gotta try to get my shots in while you trying to explain to the
kid. Yo, see, one day, y'all gotta watch the video. One day, Caesar's gonna fly across that table, man. It's gonna be so funny.
Right, y'all can see the YouTube vision. That's what's gonna get me caught up. That's what get me jammed up, though. People gonna see it live and see me jump across the table.
Y'all take me for something to play with. Oh my God! All right, what we have?
Oh, I do want to speak. I ain't got that much recruiting left. That's all I got recruiting, man. I'm not gonna do the barbecue list right now and bore y'all with that. As it get closer, we'll do our list wars and see. But like I said, we got the barbecue. I'm sorry, Friday Night Lights, and then the next day is the barbecue. So I think is gonna happen. Kids gonna camp, do their thing Friday night. Saturday morning they'll catch whatever that barbecue is, and then drive down to Dade. I don't think it's that deep. We'll see.
Ain't no wrong
double
with
barbecue
plates.
No, ain't nothing wrong with that.
Now.
Yeah, you ain't gonna eat mac and cheese at the first one anyway, so you might as well go on down to Miami, you know.
One thing Larry will do is get 2 barbecue plates. That is not a problem for me.
Yeah,
I do not mind visiting auntie at lunchtime and uncle at dinner time. Ain't a thing.
That look like your bad. It's like you. That's what you do. You go on a plate tour on holidays and shit.
No. I'm gonna tell you what, man.
20 minutes at each stop, huh?
No,
I
got too much pride, man. I don't want to be the relative that everybody talk about. Look at him. He ain't brought nothing but some aluminum foil.
Yeah.
Right.
I can't do it.
You know they're gonna talk about
you. Yeah. Wherever I go, I'm gonna hang 2 hours. And then I might slide and then grab me another plate. You know,
but you are going on a plate tour, just not.
But a respectable plate tour. I'm gonna kick it for 2 hours with the family. You know, it's gonna be good conversation, mingling. Yeah, it ain't no flyby. I hate to eat and run. No, you don't.
No, you don't. That's exactly what's the plan.
That was exactly what you planned
on doing. SEC media. Y'all know who's doing y'all media days and shit right now? No.
No, I hadn't heard just yet. Nope.
All right. Came out today, Florida quarterback Anthony Richardson, offensive lineman Richard Garage, and linebacker Ventrell Miller. I like that group.
Ventrell Miller. What's Ventrell, the senior?
He's super senior, man.
Okay, I'm about to say. I feel like I've been hearing his name for a while, man.
Man, he'll be out. He could have probably got drafted this year on the lowest of keys, but came back another year. If he would have played last year, damn sure would have got drafted. We missed him big time. From a leadership standpoint, he's a general, so I expect our defense to play a lot better just because he's back and healthy. You know what I'm saying? Our linebackers was lost in the sauce last year. Having that one solidified, and we know he get down here and get busy. Excited to have him back, and also just it's good to see that he's at SEC Media Days, man. Excited to hear from these guys. That day is Wednesday, July 20th on SEC Network, 11 a.m.
See, we don't have our info yet, do you? Or do y'all have? Oh, well, he gone again. I don't think ACC's announced just yet. I hadn't heard anything about us like actually having our young men lined up for that day just yet. Probably another week or so.
Who you think?
So,
you give me 3.
Who would I guess for us?
Yeah.
I would think Zion. Zion's been around the program a while. Probably Van Dyke. They'll probably go ahead and put him out there. And third guy, the wide receiver. I want. Maybe Will Mallory. Maybe Will Mallory. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. Well, I guess you know what? I'll take that back. You got to get one defensive guy. So, you know who? Who I would actually like to see would be Gilbert Frazier.
Yeah.
I think Gil's got a good personality. I actually think he's a guy that's gonna bring good energy to it and still represent it well. So yeah, I think Gil might get that shot.
Interesting. That's an interesting. That's an interesting person right there, Frierson.
Yeah, let them slug it up too. Let them.
Yeah.
Let them put let's do like 6. Across the top.
I ain't mad at 6.
Nah, hell no. Ain't nobody mad at 6, man.
Y'all gonna do turnover pullouts?
Yeah, we'll swap them, hand them over to the other. Turnover grill. Yo, that's crazy. A turnover grill is insane.
That is
Yo,
nuts.
I see the slobber like stringing from Bro, that's crazy. Oh my God.
All right, man.
Turnover grill.
Way too childish, bro.
You're right. Can't just laugh at the mic, although that was good comedy.
That was good, bro.
Oh man. What we
CJ still negotiating with Terrace.
See in the blender.
He's negotiating with Terrace, man.
Wait till we get our studio, man. You're gonna be all right.
Yeah.
Right.
They can't come in the studio now. I'll tell you right now. Hey, y'all, no cats.
I gotta go back to my. I gotta go back to my spot, man. I gotta go back to the garage.
You gotta go back. Yeah, you gotta go back in the hot box.
Boy, you better you better go in that bitch with a plan.
Yeah, I got a plan this time.
They put CJ in the garage in summertime.
And I put myself in there. I was here, but then I had around summertime, and I had cousins over, and that type of shit or whatever. A lot of people was in the living room, so I was in the garage just chilling. Man, I told y'all, man, once we hit that heat wave, when it was like 105, 106, man, that shit was getting crazy.
Sir.
About that bitch.
Y'all seen me in there like one day. I was like, man, it was nice and peaceful, but it was too hot.
Everybody in his house.
Yeah. What we got with it? You got any more news?
No, that's all I had.
That's all you had?
Nothing else really going on with us right now.
Harlan, are you on the ones and twos, Harlan? Might sleeping on the clock. He said he was out.
I think Harlan grilling this stuff. Oh, he's still there.
All right, man. Drop that mic, Harold. Real quick too. Visit thegramco.com. Use coupon code ROLLUP25 for 25% off all Gramco products. Wake and bake coffee, blue raspberry gummies, fruit punch gummies, watermelon gummies. Gummies is where it's at. Look different with the candies. Hard candy is gonna get that. You get a more instant.
Got vapes.
Sensation. It's more euphoric as well. It's not just like
vapes,
it's a different type of high. Vapes, pre-rolls.
You got sativa doll. You got the roll-on sativa doll. You got the gel caps for you
already,
and your feline or canine friend, man.
We was talking in the group chat. Was me and my partners, and they was like, asked me what I did with the pet sativa doll. I said, took it.
Yeah, I'm about to say, really.
They looked at me crazy. They started laughing. Oh, you took the pet. I'm like, bro, it's still.
I looked at it.
You live the same.
What do you think? You put dog food on it or something, bro?
Yeah, right. It ain't flavored. Yeah, it ain't like you got to put it if you want to trick your pet into it. Now, you still gonna have to put it in one of them little like caps. So they'll and cats and dogs so smart they chew a lot of those up anyways. But
sure.
You learn the tricks. I've done it. I've learned how to give my pets pills.
I know we like to talk about the big kush around here. Kush is the more sexier of everything that's on on the product line. But CBD, man, very important, man. If you're dealing with chronic pain and all of that. So I don't want to make light of any CBD products they have with sativa doll, man. Y'all indulge and all that.
Oh hell no! Like I said, I actually spoke on it on 26 Degrees, man. Do your research on CBD. It has been it's been linked to some good mental health benefits as well as physical. So it's definitely, honestly, I'll be honest with you, man. I think it's just a good daily supplement. Period.
Right.
Just period. Just something you should just always be partaking in. And I can personally attest to good benefits of CBD.
You need to personally telling people you ain't no doctor, no shit like that. Why you giving like dosage recommendations?
What you mean I ain't no doctor? Man, hey,
doctor,
bro. Stay in your lane, my man. Hey, you got Dr. Dre.
I recommend.
You got Dr. Dre.
I said recommend.
Dr. Dre. I'm Dr. They.
Let's play that Mike Farrell clip, bro.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not disparaging Arch Manning and his talents. I'm saying this, having been in this industry for 1 billion years,
I know if his film was sent to everybody under Arch Smith or Justin Davis or any other name than Manning, he would not be a 5-star. Sorry. Just based on the level of competition, what I've seen, the playoff game, there's not enough of a sample size to go further than that. Now, does that mean he's a 5-star in my book? I don't know yet, because the Manning name is important. It means something. There's no lack of success in the Manning world. But my point is, you send this to scouts blindly, they're going to tell you 3 stars. Maybe if he has no offers, if they send this to you and say he's got no offers, you might get 2. That's life. I just know how this works.
He sounds so sincere, man.
Yeah, I don't
want to call you a hater.
You could be sincerely wrong too, right?
Yeah, I think he is so. My bad. Go ahead, Larry. You got it.
No, I wouldn't say I want to call you a hater, but I've heard a lot of people with that take.
I wouldn't say that down though, not 2 or 3 star. I think he'll probably be a 4-star type of guy. But you gotta remember, man, Mike also said that Treon Harris was gonna be the next coming of Russell Wilson too.
Yeah.
He said that?
Yeah, he said he's gonna get Sierra and all that.
Oh yeah,
no.
Yeah,
well,
Mike was real.
Never mind everything I was gonna say.
Now Mike has had some atrocious quarterback takes.
I think that's the thing. But the only reason I'm willing to side
what's the
with
purpose of this? That's all I want to like. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, because we're about to get to your point. Actually, what you're about to say, he's not the only person I've heard say similar that he probably would be more of a 3 to 4-star guy. I have seen that take from several other people. You only thing you can't really question is his preparation. He's getting coached up by the best. Now, you was about to say, what's his purpose, Silk?
It's nasty
That's
work,
another
man.
take I've heard. So go ahead. What do you think?
It's nasty work, bro. Like, why you like?
It's a nasty game.
He is. We know. Who don't know this, right? So why are you attaching? Everybody know. Like most of his rankings coming from that name. That's obvious. That's a obvious take.
Given, right?
You might Ralph Farrell, whatever you say his name. I think he's too big to be trying to get that off, man. Like, why are you worried about this kid? Like, why him? That's already a common take. You ain't got nothing new. You just said.
And why now though? I mean, this take could have been gotten off. Like, it's been well documented what his status was as far as the rankings and who his people.
I got bills to pay. That's why.
Yeah, y'all don't get his point. Like, yeah, just singling this kid out about in this drawn out explanation on his platform. Like, bro, okay, we get it.
I mean, hey, it's a nasty game. This one thing I've learned in following college football, especially previous to the games, like when you're talking about all the recruiting and all the things that's around before we get to the games. Oh, it's a nasty business, man. And one thing that I think gets lost all the time is, for the most part, we're talking about teenagers.
Right.
We're talking about 17, 18, 19.
It ain't that damn deep.
Yeah,
he's already committed. Like, what are you nitpicking at this point, man? Like, why going out your way to say all of this shit, man?
Yeah, because for one, if one position, we spoke on this previously, it's the same thing for college and at the NFL level, the QB is the biggest bust position, period. So if he don't make it, he don't.
He betting against the Mannings.
I told you so.
He betting against the Mannings. Like, that's the dumbest bets, man. Like, he already thought Trae Young was going to be
that's crazy.
Russ and shit. Now he betting against the Mannings.
Why would you think that, though?
This guy's not that bright, bro.
Oh, man. Hey,
I don't think he got the greatest film, but I think he got the best resources. He's going to go play for a school that's going to load him with hella talent around him. It's going to be hard for him to lose.
Real quick, want to shout out Aaron Wells, man. He shot us a little love over there in the super chat. So, reminding you all, if you give just as much as $1, man, we'll shout you out during the show. We can answer any questions you have during the actual show. But yeah, we appreciate that, Aaron. Love is love.
Shout out to Aaron, man. Appreciate the show, man. Yeah, definitely. Shout out to Aaron. Rock with us.
Already. All right, y'all get to some. What else we got national news wise? Rest in peace, Marion Barber, man.
Yeah,
What
man. Rest in peace.
What was Marion's cause of death?
Heat stroke.
They said heat stroke, man.
Heat stroke. That's right. That's crazy.
They say he had like routines of like working out in the house or something with the AC off, like sauna like atmospheres or something like that, and he had a heat stroke. I'm not.
Oh man.
And that's another thing. We were just talking about me making jokes about the Heat, man, but that shit is serious.
Oh no,
man.
it's real.
Yeah, definitely take care of yourself when it comes to the Heat, man, for sure. Crazy, unfortunate situation.
Rest in peace, you know. And we kind of made lightheart earlier.
Exactly what down.
Being, you know, like me, quote unquote, you know, being a doctor or whatever. But it is important to keep a check on yourself and not to do, you know, don't get to experiment with yourself too much. You know, you go out there and test all this. Oh, I can do this. I can do that. For what? What's the point? What do you win? Right? You know, I appreciate him trying to keep himself in tip-top shape. But it would be terrible to find out, you know, that or terrible for the truth of the matter to be that essentially he just put himself in a very dangerous health situation and inadvertently caused his own demise. So,
all right, yeah. Say Frisco, Texas police medical examiner ruled the 38-year-old's death in the accident. Police did not elaborate on the former running back's death. Barber was found dead on June 1st after police were called to make a welfare check at a Frisco apartment that he was believed to be leasing. According to TMZ Sports, officials said the thermostat on his apartment was set at 91 degrees and the heat was set on. Damn, he had the heat on in the summer in Texas.
That's crazy. All you got to do is just turn it off in Georgia. And Florida.
I'm pretty sure in Texas too.
That's what I'm saying. Same thing, right? It's going to be hot, man.
Investigators noted Barber had a history of working out in sauna-like conditions. Police said there was no evidence of trauma or a drug overdose.
Yeah, and also, man, a lot of people kind of, you know, made some premeditated assumptions with, you know, these former players dying at a certain age, saying that it was, you know, brain related and CTE related. It wasn't that at all.
No, not at all.
Either way, it's unfortunate, but again, don't get the plan. Like, okay, what's the science behind you just exerting yourself in these extreme conditions? Like, what's the ultimate benefit, right?
I say about a lot of stuff, man. When people be climbing mountains and shit, I'm like, yo, why are you doing that, bro?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest,
people like to push themselves,
push their limits. I mean, that's fair.
That's just a thing, bro. So
I'm not mad at you, but you know, just something to consider. You know, you leaving behind loved ones. You could be in great shape, man, without putting yourself in a sauna and running a marathon. And, you know, just something to consider. But rest in peace to the brother at the end of the day. Obviously, this was, you know, ruled an accident. I don't think he meant anything. You know, wasn't obviously. I don't think it was suicide. Just something to think about. You know, we all make decisions in our lives every day that we could make a better one. So no judgment at all. Just unfortunate. I hate to hear, you know, dude die that young. But
in that way.
So yeah, it's a crazy way to go, man. What else we got here, man?
Adrian Broner, bro. Big fight on the way, man. I might check this out. It's down in Hollywood, Florida. Adrian Broner's back on the scene August 20th. He's fighting Omar Figueroa.
Man, what if he lose, man?
It's over.
We quit talking about Adrian Broner.
It's over. Nah, I like AB is entertaining, so I'm with the shenanigans. It's gonna be a nice build up.
He's always gonna be entertaining. But my thing with AB the boxer, I'm like, all right, man, your entertainment is overshadowing your boxing, and I think he has potential.
The walk to the stage is gonna be fire though. The walk to the ring.
No, I was gonna say he might get Dirkio, but
Lucci locked up.
I don't know if he can afford Dirk right now.
Afford Dirk? You trying the man like that?
Yeah, Dirk high right now.
Okay.
Dirk probably top 3 billion. He probably like under Drake, Baby right now. I don't think he's probably number 3.
Oh yeah, he ain't in AB brackets and budget.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I feel you.
I don't think he can afford him right now. Ye might be
I
the
think I'm
only
gonna check
one
that
high.
fight for real though. I think I'm trying to check that fight, get some tickets to that on the lowest of keys.
Yeah,
Might as well, it's right here.
You probably get you a couple tickets for what you thinking, 100?
Yeah, no doubt.
I mean, that ain't a bad way to spend a Friday, Saturday evening.
Right.
You know, right around the corner from you. I would definitely go if I was there. I'll be honest with you, man. I love AB, right? The character. AB he's really smart to me too, because I don't think that dude cares that much about boxing.
If he did, he would have been great.
I think he could have been a way better boxer.
Skill set was crazy. Like he just was trying to be Floyd, but didn't have Floyd like work ethic. Everybody want to be Floyd, but everybody don't want to put in that work and sacrifice, not partying.
It's just lip service.
Yeah, they think it's really hard work to stay on top and do what he do.
And that's a good point too, like you said, not party.
Floyd don't drink. Floyd don't drink. Floyd don't smoke.
No, he sacrificed a lot, bro.
Right, he don't indulge.
He go flash and do that type of stuff, but he ain't doing nothing that's detrimental to the craft.
His body. He ain't risking none of that.
Right. Like when I see like when Adrian Broner, like in off season, new cats when training, they would like you see him with guts. Even sometimes I see Tank like that. I'm like, bro, like he can't. Javante came in getting guts, bro. You gotta stay on top of your game. You never seen Floyd like that.
Yeah, Javante, what, 133 pounds? Hey, what you doing with a gut, man?
Right in the first place.
He's a little dude. That's a tiny dude.
Taking that lean down, man. You know how it is.
Still tipping.
Yeah, already.
Damn, that's a great
Let's
song,
do this pick
right?
6 and get up out of here, man. It's been a long episode, bro. Y'all ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Hell yeah.
Let's get up out of here. What I got here? Slides or Crocs?
Slides.
I feel like we did that one, but slides. For
Did
sure.
we? Did we do that?
We didn't do it in pick 6, but we talked about it. I know because Silk said Crocs because you guys because we brought it because whatever the neighborhood is, the signal, the back signal about Silk and what's the dude name? J-Rock. Yeah, we had that conversation. And he said he learned his lesson about slides, and that's why he
that's a classic episode.
Yeah. All right,
I went back and listened just for that.
Scrap or no scrap, then, real quick. Scrap or no scrap on the Crocs.
Well, you gotta have the sports mode on.
Yeah,
you gotta have sports mode. You gotta put the strap on.
I don't walk around in sports mode like that. That look crazy to me. It look like
you gotta get
training wheels.
This is the thing.
Like you don't know how to walk in your Crocs, so you need training wheels. What it look
sports
like
mode in public. Sports mode in public. Because I don't even wear slides in public. Because you never know when some shit gonna jump off.
That's true.
I
get caught lacking a lot there because I wouldn't be.
I wear slides in public. Like, hey, see, y'all know me. I
don't wear my slides.
I leave the house and the bitches like no problem.
Yeah, I love.
I have shoes in the trunk or something, but
I want my slides more. I want my slides more than shoes.
Absolutely,
man. They get the busting, man. I'm in slides. They ain't the best move for me. Maybe y'all boys nimble. Y'all probably don't
live in Compton.
Maybe it's just my time.
Me neither.
I ain't Ricky.
You can live in Aurora. You know what I mean? You never know.
It'll
so
be
you
my
just
time.
Don't wear slides because you'll never know when you got to run from a shooter.
I'll be honest with you, yeah. You know what I took with me? You know what I took with me to go watch Thor the other day? Pistol. Okay?
No, that's cool. So you got the pistol on, you should be comfortable with the slides, man.
Right. Yeah, you got the pistol. I can go barefoot around that motherfucker. Got the pistol on me.
This is gonna be wild. Like this is a wild one, right? You gotta deal with one of these motherfuckers. Gnats or mosquitoes?
Gnats.
Oh, mosquitoes.
Fuck no.
Crazy.
Mosquitoes don't bite you.
Crazy.
Mosquitoes biting you, bro. Fuck no, man. They bite. What do you mean? That's why gnats ain't biting you. That's simple.
Gnats ain't bite. What, boy? Hey, boy, let me tell you something.
Gnats you got
ain't dealt with no Savannah sand.
That conversation I just had, bro. This is hilarious, man.
Crazy.
Gnats bite. I don't know what kind of gnats I got in Georgia, bro. And plus, mosquitoes carry those diseases because they're bloodsuckers, right? So give me gnats.
Listen, brother. Savannah, we used to our minor.
Listen, mosquitoes is the worst damn animal ever. Like, it's what is their fucking purpose? What are they created for?
No gnats, bro. Nah, bro.
No, gnat. I'm telling you why I don't fuck with gnats, right? So I'm walking down the sidewalk today, man. Just I'm having a conversation. I'm on speakerphone. I'm on my shit. Just talking business and shit, man. I walked into a cloud of gnats.
Thank you.
I'm talking about, bro.
They chilling though. They chilling. That mosquitoes go fucking follow you. They gonna think you out. I go my damn tailbox right now. I'm getting bit by 3 or 4 times.
I felt attacked, bro. Wanting to
up
press
your
charges.
nose, in your eye. No, hell no. And gnats, they swarm. And like, yeah, if you got shorts on, bro, they are destroying everything from the ankle up. Hell no. Savannah sand gnats.
I can get away from gnats. I can see gnats congregating around. Mosquitoes are annoying.
I can feel mosquitoes, and
They kill the vibes a lot.
I could pop a mosquito.
They kill the vibe,
Nah, hell
Mosquitoes don't kill some parties.
Maybe y'all gnats.
I ain't never had no gnats.
Bro, mosquitoes almost ruined my goddamn fireworks show the other damn night.
See what I'm saying?
Well, maybe, okay, I'm going to tell you.
Mosquitoes shut down whole events, man.
Maybe it's
especially
a
with the
difference
ladies.
in sand gnats in
Ain't trying to smell
Savannah.
like off.
Savannah sand gnats ain't nothing to play with. They will tear your ass up. I much rather deal with mosquitoes. So maybe y'all gnats different.
Right. No, we ain't got no Savannah gnats in Palm Beach. That's a fact.
Fuck
I'll
that.
bring them to y'all.
Nah,
Keep where they at.
All right, here, I got one for y'all, man.
Let's go.
Dennis Rodman, a Metal Raw piece.
Rodman. Rodman was tall. Rodman was good as fuck. Not only on like I said, the defensive charge because he was a great defender. He was grabbing them boards like crazy. He's the fucking rebound king.
Got Metal
Metal
was my guy.
Both elite
because he a Laker, right? He crazy shit.
No, he just whatever you judging on, but yeah.
Okay, yeah, because it's two different damn. Because crazy, I don't know, man. It might.
Who you got as they villains?
Tyree.
Hold on, not outside of like the game. Like forget the game. They're the that utility guy. They're the agitators, lockdown defender from that aspect, like just from the energy and who they were. Not forget all the stats and all that.
That's a great,
bro. Teammate wise,
I'm gonna tell you.
And
this is a great question. This is probably one of the best ones I've heard.
I don't know, man. That's tough, man.
I'm gonna take Ron Artest, and the only reason why
he's a Laker. Fuck it, Ron. Go ahead, bro.
The only reason I'm taking Ron Artest is when he played for the Rockets. What was it? The Lakers. I think it was the Lakers.
He elbowed James Harden.
Just elbowed James Harden for no reason.
My God.
I say, yo, this man's a maniac. I need him on my team. Like, bro, he gave him the nastiest elbow for zero reason. Nothing happened.
I know what's gonna happen. What's gonna happen?
I don't see. Ben Wallace. Ben Wallace had that boy shook for a little second.
Ben Wallace, he bowled up.
He's a big, strong man now.
Yeah,
he dialed that crazy back a little bit when he seen Ben Wallace.
Yeah, all right. He went to remember he laid down, right?
Yeah.
I don't want no problems, officer.
Well, when he laid down and chilled out, right?
I can't say at least he's a bit of an agitator, but I never seen him do nothing that just seemed completely unwarranted.
Right.
So I'm gonna go. Yeah, give me Ron.
Test, man. Give me.
Even though ultimately I think Dennis is an all-star, a bigger presence in the game. But yeah, I like the man
out there as a teammate, man. Like he just was too. I would rather have Ron Artest seemed like a great teammate. When it was good, because he left some teams in turmoil as well. But
I mean, ultimately, man,
that Pacers team was ready. Them boys they probably could have won a championship there.
So was the Bulls team. Hell, even my Rockets team when he was there was pretty close.
Both were like toxic as hell, but I take Metal Raw piece, man. He's just a little bit different. Rodman had a lot of shit going on, cuz
that was a good one, man. That might be in our top 5 so far. Go ahead. What else we got?
Let me see what I got here. Mortal Kombat or Street Fighting?
Oh, Mortal Kombat by far, man. Give me MK Mortal Kombat.
Young bull.
Yeah, you crazy. Mortal Kombat. Street Fighter, man. How many Street Fighters has there been? How many games of Street Fighter has there been?
A gang of them. There's been a lot of Street Fighters now. They still make Street Fighters.
They still make movies.
They still make them because I got PS4 still in there.
I guess it's probably a generation thing because when I was coming up, Sega, that was the thing.
Both, man. This was tough for me, bro. I want to throw Tekken in there too.
And that was a good one. Tekken was a good one.
I'm gonna tell you where they lost me, and this is old head thing. I hated the block button because I was so used to playing Street Fighter. Right. That Street Fighter was just back to block. Once they added in this block button, man, I was getting my ass kicked because I was so accustomed to just holding back. Right. And my game style was very defensive. So it threw me off. So I ain't gonna hold you. I never liked the
y'all had arcades?
Yeah.
Man.
CJ probably didn't. CJ probably like getting edged out right around then. But yeah, I absolutely used to go to we had the Tilt. That was in both our little malls around here in Savannah. We only got 2.
Right. Yeah, I'm gonna go. Mortal Kombat, man.
Mortal Kombat yours?
Yeah. Finishing movies is
that was
epic,
cool.
bro.
Ooh, yeah.
Like,
Finish move was
the
next level.
mortality, bro. Come on, man. Like,
Yeah.
It was. I just hated them because I wasn't as good. I was a bad motherfucker on that Street Fight.
Who's your guy? Who's your guy on Street Fight? I mean, on Mortal Kombat, CJ.
Raiden. I get Raiden, man. That shit a wrap, man, because he had a certain move.
I'm snatching you up with all that shit, man. That ain't
Oh
gonna
no, I'm Scorpion probably. They talking about
get
snatching
over
up.
here. Yeah,
Right. Once he said snatching up, I put 2 and 2 together. Now Scorpion was cold. Him, Sub-Zero, Raven, my top. Raiden, my top 3.
Right.
I was a Liu Kang guy. I was pretty nice with Liu Kang on that one, but again, that wasn't my game.
That was my shit.
It came to Street Fighter,
my brother's guy.
Bro, motherfucker put that damn Mortal Kombat on and get by 4 or 5 players and the loser pass the stick. You be on that shit for hours, boy.
Hours, man. That took up whole Saturdays, man, when I was a kid, bro.
That loser pass the stick, boy.
Let me tell you, bro. I live pretty close to the mall in Savannah, and I would catch the bus to the mall for 75 cents. And I would go play Street Fighter, and that was 50 cents a game back then. Bro, I would leave my house with $5. I might be gone for 5-6 hours with that $5, and I probably can catch a bus. I probably catch a bus home because I'm smashing shit on on Street Fighter. I was smashing.
So we didn't have
You didn't want it.
We didn't have no arcades in Belgrade, bro. So I didn't. That's why I asked y'all if y'all had arcades. So I didn't have an arcade. We just used to play at each other's crib. But whoever mama went home, you know what I'm saying. And if you get it clean before their mama get back home, that's who house we was at. But when I moved to Royal Palm, that's when I ran into arcades, and that shit took up my Saturdays and all my little. I was like, fuck haircuts all summer. All my haircut money went to the arcades.
To the arcade.
So grew it out every summer, man, looking crazy.
Who cares, right? You know what I used to do in the summer? Yeah, I just used to get the clippers and just run it over. That was it for the summertime.
My guy on Street Fighter. Who's my guy on Street Fighter? Ryu? What's his name?
Ryu, yeah.
Yeah,
I was good with anybody, but Gal was just my favorite.
Right.
Gal was just my dude. Yeah, all right, we've got 2 left.
I got 2 left. All right. Erykah Badu or Lauryn Hill?
Erykah Badu, because she gonna be on time. But no, I'll say Lauren though. Lauren, just from the Miseducation album, that album
it's one of my favorite albums all time. That's in my top 10 for sure.
Yeah, so just off that, man, it wins.
I'm gonna go Lauren because I think I can hit it and be okay at the end. I think Erykah is a game changer, and I'm scared. I ain't gonna lie.
There are stories about that one, boy.
Yeah, that's as long and short of it for me. Erykah is more intriguing to me, but she scares me.
Music catalog.
Oh, music.
Yeah,
that's what I was coming from.
We can do both. I don't care. I just figured I asked him. He already gave me one take, so I figured I could ask him
musically
from that perspective.
Man, I'm gonna side with you on that one. Even though Lauren, she's got 2 Fuji albums. And in her album, but those 3 works. She got 2 classics. She got the Fuji's, the score, and she's got the Miseducation. That's 2 classics. So I gotta go Lauren there.
Yeah, but she ain't gonna make a show on time, boy. But she dropped some shit though when she did.
Man. Yeah.
Wish we got more work from her.
She's an incredible artist, man. She really is. But yeah,
unfortunately, man, sometimes music bigs ruin some of the greats. But I got another one.
Or is
that may be a 6. I don't know.
That's it. I think that's it.
Yeah, you got the list in front of your shit.
I don't know, man. I don't want to count it. Might be 5.
Well, the fans will let us know, man.
All right, man. We're out of here, man. Any shout outs?
Hell no.
Hey, man, y'all go leave.
Shout out to Adrian McPherson, man.
Shout out to Adrian McPherson, man, for sure, man. Y'all show him a lot of love. Go follow him. Retweet this, share this. Tell your mama that we're gonna be doing this every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Oh, not that's when we drop the show. Every Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday, we'll be doing this live, and the episodes drop. Y'all know the days. Do we have the high takes number readily available? Y'all call in, man. Tell us.
That's the funniest part.
Y'all
It's
give
my
us
read.
y'all opinions about the show. What's going on in the big three? National news. Your favorite album. Ask us questions about whatever. You know, if you need some life
And
advice
get them in
or
ASAP, man.
CBD. If you need a CBD or THC regimen, Larry, he's a certified
Uncertified.
StreamYard doctor.
Uncertified.
All right, so
but
the number for high takes is 561-235-2560. Again, that's 561-235-2560. Tap in and give us drop us some lines.
Drop us some lines, man.
Yeah.
It's the roll up, it's the vibes, it's the biggest.